Finally doing it. Finally. The Rock has come back. Alright. I love my muscle mommies, my bodybuilders, my wrestlers that look like China, or Ray Ripley, any other female pro wrestlers, the whole fucking shebang. Anyway, fits the aesthetic. If you like that kind of shit, and you also like aggressive brawler pseudo command grab characters, she's for you. And the thing is, now we are like 5 to 6 months into this game. I knew for a fact I wanted to play Street Fighter 6 for a while. I decided to buckle down and really play this game because I really enjoy it. It's a really well made, really well balanced game, despite what opinions might say. Again, that's my opinion. But for Marisa specifically, I don't feel like there's a lot of extensive knowledge on her. There are some guides. Now, this is not me saying the guides that are already out there or information that is out there in the world is not good. There's a lot of guides that teach you how to play, and those are great. But I don't think I think especially now that she's starting to fall off a little bit, because people play who they like. They switch to Ken, they switch to JP, they switch to whomever, because despite her ease of use, there is a curve of learning, especially if you're going to play her competitively. Now, am I the best player that has ever lived? No. Am I really fucking good? Yes. I can confidently say. And there is very few people that play Marisa at a high level, competitively, that have put information out on how to approach her, because I see a lot of Marisa's play, because I watch a lot of fucking tapes, and there's problems with optimization, problems with spacing, problems with matchup knowledge, all and much, much more. This guide is going to be fucking wrong, because I feel like I've studied under a lot. I've studied and worked with Max Sun, one of the best Marisas in the US, if not the world, right along with fucking 801 Strider, fucking Big Bird, Zen Mars, Midwest, really good fucking player, played her. is a Jamie main now, but has prominent knowledge, helped teach me when I was still fucking in Diamond, you know. They, Max Sama, Zenmars, and a lot of other high-level people I've worked under and are currently trained with to, like, improve my knowledge with this character, because I'm fucking committed. And so I'm assuming you're here and still listening to this introduction because, you know, you really enjoy her too. And me, like I said, I'm committed to her, like, to the fucking end, ride or die. This chick is with me. Like I said, unless they add, but you know, even if they add another fucking character I like, I'm still gonna play her. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. So this guide is gonna help me. I hope this guide can help you. This is gonna cover pretty much anything I can think of that I've learned in this period of almost a half a year. If I miss anything, which I hope I don't, please let me know. Let me know if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I'm pretty confident in what I have. Like I said, the level I play at is like really fucking competent. And I can look at tapes and shit and see like what's optimal, what's not, what's good spacing, because I'm learning constantly too and adapting. Because there's plenty of things that I continue to improve on. But this guide is like going to be extensive. I'm probably not going to get into character specific things. I mean, that's going to be a whole separate video because that's going to take a long time. And this guide itself is going to take a long time. So I suggest you get something comfortable, you know, play this in the background. I got my Milo 0 calorie sweet tea. But shit. And there ain't going to be no editing because unfortunately I don't have the time and or resources for that. This is straight off the top of the dome piece. Everything and everything. Every possible thing about Marisa. You know, this ain't just your rinky-dink guide, bro. This is the real fucking deal. I'm gonna assume you already have a basic knowledge of what to do, you know, of how to control her. So, this also applies, like, if you're in Diamond or Platinum, you know, or any other lower ranks, or Master, whatnot, because you could be optimizing there, too. Because, like, currently, I play Marisa when I'm doing room matches against, you know, my friends and like people I compete against to improve. Because the thing about ranked is it's not going to necessarily help you improve how to play her. It will show how good your consistency is, and that's something I've realized, I think, more than anything. I think that's one thing the ranked mode in general has done. It shows how good your consistency is with this character. And if your consistency is not good, if you have holes in your offense, if you have holes in anything, it's gonna show. So that being said, it's a good reality check. I learned that I definitely, and this is in any game, I come from playing Tekken. You have to know matchups. You literally have to if you're going to be successful, if you're just gonna play the game for more than just casual. You want to compete, if you have one character you have, you know, whether in some characters you can just play and not necessarily know the rest of the roster. I come from playing grapplers. When you play grapplers, there's a simple game plan. Actually, I should go back to her character select. When you play wrestlers, grapplers, the understanding of them is easy. You know, you want to get in close. You want to fucking control the neutral, walk people down. It's the same reason I love Zangief, you know. But unfortunately, he's a little stale for me when we got this lady, bro. Also, I love this mod. Shout out to that because we got the Ray Ripley shit. Anyway, getting off track. She is mid-range, of course. And it says ease of use. The combos, pretty much how to use this character is pretty straightforward. However, what it does not tell you is that beyond, like I said, this character is straight up knowledge check. Most characters are, if not every. If you do not know how to deal with this character, she's gonna seem like the fucking Doomslayer. You know, like, what am I thinking of? Here we go. So here, like for instance, you don't know. And this is just my comedy hour, so check this out. So we got this innocent Luke, right? He just bought the game. He's like, I'm gonna play Street Fighter for the first time, bro. I love fucking Street Fighter, man. You know, I love this shit. I've always been a fan of the characters and the lore. You know, I love this shit. And it says round 1 start. You know, and you boot up the game. And you hear this shit fucking boot up, and you see her walk onto the screen, fight with all your heart, right? It's like, oh, this lady's pretty fucking big, right? And then you see this shit, all right? And it's like round 1. Pretend I only have 1 meter. And we just start cooking, right? Right? And we're just getting fucking mauled. Like, oh, this lady hurts. Right? I can't play and listen to this shit at the same time. But you catch my fucking drift, bro. And you just die. She's the Doomslayer, bro. Right? And you just die, bro. You know? That's why I love this chick. She just does. She goes in when she's fucking working. It's so fucking satisfying, man. And you know, the damage is fucking lovely, man. You nuke people for 70-80%. If you love that, you know. And she got grappling, wrestling shit. Where are you going? You know? But there's a catch. Thank you, Luke, for your demonstration. For getting fucking mauled. Anyway. Not the best example of combos. But you catch my drift there. You know, if you don't know what to do against, I also need some proper music. Because she's... cool. So let's say we're mid-screen here. I get a nice knockdown. Okay? There you go, you just died. Well, that one worked. Stand heavy kick. You died. What else we got? You died. So, you learn that her buttons are very good for whiff punishing. These buttons are great for whiff punishing. Stand HK, stand heavy punch, all these shit. She's really good at whiff punishing. But herself, she's very vulnerable on defense. And also, like I said, if she does not have a structured game plan, she will fucking explode to overcommitting. So, when you are the Doomslayer, you can't get blood hungry. You essentially, when you're this shit is sexy. You know, when you're in the mode of like mauling and you got momentum and you got steam and you're fucking pounding the shit out of somebody and it's party time in the corner, you have to realize, like, if people are on their back, they might wake up. If you're fighting Ken, you're fighting anyone with a reversal, you have to keep in mind of what their options are. Because if you do not respect them, you will die. You're very vulnerable and you have lots of health, sure. But at the same time, you know, you will explode if you, again, overcommit. I switched Marisa. Okay. So, I think we have a general synopsis out of the way. I'm not going to get too long-winded because I end up talking in circles. So, pros. And you know what? I'll kind of address the pros and cons too, as I do talk about normals and go through everything. I'll try to cover everything at once because my brain is just kind of works in the moment. So, bear with me here, okay? So, the mindset with this character. And I got like, this is just a list of shit. You have to know when and when not to be, like I said, she's Kratos / Doomslayer. You have to know, even though Kratos is really strong, Marisa is super strong, you have to know what options you have. You have to know when you're rotating your options. You have to know when you're being too predictable. You have to be able to adjust because your opponent, like I said, depending on who they are, and this character is also really popular for the most part, I feel like, she's going to be, most grapplers, people kind of figure them out, and they realize their game plan. Zangief only wants one thing, wants to land SPD. Marisa, she kind of wants to get you to the corner and maul the ever-loving shit out of you. That's the fucking game plan. You do not want to be in the corner with her. She will do bad shit to you. I love watching her do bad shit to people. It is fucking awesome. And it's super rewarding. It's going to be hard to be right 100% of the time, but that's the problem. I mean, that's the struggle with a character like this in a competitive nature. It's because it's the player more than anything at the point that's going to make or break her.
What are you waiting for?
That's why Big Bird is, and I'm going to get into like players to look for, which ties into a mindset. There's like three prominent, there's Max Sama that I know. And these are players that I know of, okay? So if there's other ones, please let me know. I'll definitely check them out. Bane Hollow is one. Max Sama, one of the top ones that I personally work with, cool guy. 801 Strider, he's currently the best in the US with her. And Big Bird, who just won Capcom Middle East. I'll focus on Big Bird just to make a point. The reason why he's so fucking successful with this character, yes, he optimizes, yes, he has experience, yes, he knows fucking spacing. Well, I guess I'm fucking pretty much covering everything, so I think about spacing, committing, he doesn't overcommit, his spacing is immaculate, his patience is fucking so good. He doesn't overextend. Excuse me, that ties into overextension or committal. He knows when and when not to press. Sure, yes, he gets hit up sometimes with wake ups, and also rotating command throw. Oh, I made my point. Big Bird's RPS is so goddamn gorgeous. It really is a thing of beauty to watch. The way he fucking rotates his options, like he'll do in the command throw. or he'll do, and now you got you thinking. Or he'll do this, or if you think you're going to overcommit, you might jab and walk back shimmy into mediums. He really fucking knows how to cook with this character. His spacing's good, so he knows exactly where to be on the screen, to whiff punish with stand HK, like just to be out of range. His reactions, everything is just fucking on the ball, man. She uses the system to her favor. If she knows and can read her opponent, the scariest Marisa is one that you cannot predict. I've played a lot of Marisas, not necessarily the top tier ones, and the scariest ones, I feel like myself included in that, are the ones you cannot read what the fuck they're going to do. If she does this and command grab like 3 fucking times in a row, and she keeps consistently doing that because it's a fun option, you're gonna get on, and then you're gonna start neutral jumping, right? Of course. And then you're gonna, of course, download her like any other grappler, and then it's kind of like, you know, par for the course there. Not too bad. But if she's rotating her options and she's spacing you, and you're whiffing in front of her, or you're waking up and you're panicking, oh, she thrives off of that. And that's what these top level players are doing. They're making people scared. They're not overcommitting to the best possible option. They wait for that opportunity. And so this is where it ties back into my introduction, is her ease of use is easy, but the way to use her is so fucking hard in advance. Because you really have to have that fucking mental game of what is my opponent afraid of. That is the key. And you know what? Marisa aside, grappler players like Snake Eyes, they are successful because, again, they know you're afraid of this. Like this command grab. This does 2,500, right? On punish counter, that does about 3,000. Also, no one wants to get fucking DI'd by her. You will fucking explode. If you wake up panic against her, meaning like, what is it? I don't know. People insist on doing wake up DP, which is fine. You know, you gotta guess right at some point. Let's see. Yeah. When you start panicking. She thrives off of fucking fear. The only thing they fear is you fits so perfectly. Because you see her walking up on you, bro, and you start panicking, it's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap. And that's what I love. So, you gotta be able to get in people's heads, man. And you have to be patient yourself. However patient you think you are, you're not. I promise. Because I'm not always. And I realized that after playing a lot of Lukes, a lot of JPs, a lot of DJs, juries. Like, trust me, you're not as patient as you think you are when you play this character. You have to be a fucking monk. You have to be like a monk when it comes to understanding patience with this character. Because that's the only way you're going to thrive in a competitive one. You have to be cool, you got to have that dog in you, etc., etc. Okay? So, like I said, 801 Strider, Big Bird, Main Hollow, Max Sama. Oh, Zendaya, Zydani. He's from Brazil. Another really good fucking Marisa player. There's not very many. I can count them on my hands. You know how many good ones there are. So.
If you've come to fight, then fight.
Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, so we're gonna get into the normals, and I'm gonna go into every detail with it, pretty much all of them. Pros, cons, all that. I think the only thing today I'm not going to cover is just matchup specific shit, because that's going to take even longer. This is going to be like at least a couple hours. So, alright. Start with their normals. Jab. Pretty normal, par for the course. 4-frame jab like everybody. Range. And I'm not going to downplay this character. I'm going to talk about what's good and also what's bad. Jab is pretty standard. It's pretty decent range. So, it's good for poke, of course. 4 frames, plus 3 on hit, which means you can walk up. So, it's pretty standard jab, right? It's going to come in handy a lot when you tie it in with Scutum, because that's going to be an important rotation. Also off of Drive Rush, you know, because it's something you're going to use that for. One thing I will say ahead is that you are going to have to learn to utilize every single one of her buttons. Every single one, because they all have a purpose. You have to max out this character. You can't skimp on anything. That's why personally I'm not into modern Marisa. If you do, more power to you. I don't like that you lose certain buttons. I'll get into that later. But again, jab is good. This is not real pressure, unfortunately. So for instance, let's see. So, block reversal. Like I said, I'm doing this off the fly. So to block. Hopefully it's not too loud. Alright, so. So yeah, you cannot, this is not real. So if you are doing this and you're getting counter hit, there's your reason why. Okay? The only time this works is when you tie it into the next button. Crouch short. This button I feel like is way more important than her actual jab, because it does so much for her. This move is goated. Also, I love the boots, right? This mod is fucking excellent. Anyway, this move is gonna get you so much mileage. I've got questions from other Marisas, even in Master that I've played, that I've asked about, hey, is this guaranteed? And it's not necessarily guaranteed, but it does two important things. It keeps people honest, keeps them from walking back, it keeps them from jumping. So, for instance, 5-frame move, of course. Could you stop punching, please? And both of her buttons, of course, are -3. Off Drive Rush, it's +1. So you can do another jab and it will counter hit. And once you got people doing that, you know, they want to block. That's where we get into the mind game. And that's where we get into Dommy Mommy time. You know, that's when we get to bending motherfuckers over. Alright, so getting back on track, this button here jails. You cannot challenge this. No one can challenge. So if you have people that want to get froggy on the buttons, meaning, okay, they like to challenge you, hit them with this first. That's wake up. Ken, can you not do wake up short, you please? Would you please do... Actually, I'm gonna have you do this. Or throw, actually. Where are you at? Normal throw. There you go. Okay. So. You're like, damn, this, I didn't realize this game had infinites. You know? But, in fact, this is how you check people to keep them honest, you know? If they want to mash on wake up, cool. If they want to mash on wake up, this button here will keep them honest. Another thing,
Where are you going?
see where I'm getting at, and I'll address that later when we go into specials. But this move has a lot of mileage. When you have modern, I personally am not a fan. I mean, you do get good reactions, and you know that's all well and good. Shuto is one of the. Oh, excuse me, I forgot Shuto. He's probably the best, one of the best Marisas around besides Big Bird. How could I forget? He kind of swaps back and forth. I don't know why, for personal reasons, but I don't understand because you lose this move. Having this move gone, I feel like cripples her in a big way because, and I'll get back to that. So I'll just say I'll get back to that. I don't want to go on a tangent. So anyway, crouch light, very important. Use this move a lot. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, she doesn't have a lot of good lows. She actually only has she has 3 One of them matters, and it's this. The other two are meh. One of them is so-so. Alright, but we'll get into that later. Yes. So we got that. Let me see. That move is important. Anything else I'm missing with it? No. Decent range, so you can kind of mess with people. It is not cancelable. There we go. I wanted to make sure I cover everything. This move is not cancelable, so please use with caution, as it has happened to me before, and I did not understand. So, for instance, you're doing your pressure, and you just want to fucking pressure with that. That's a good idea. However, you have to make sure you cancel into a jab, because the recovery will get you killed. So if I just do this, if I just did one, yes. But if you, again, it's going to be hard in the heat of the moment. Make sure always do a jab after fall, even if it's pressure, because again, people love to wake up DI. Doesn't matter what rank they are. It's just it's a good crutch to lean into. So make sure you punish people for that. I think that's everything. Let's go into her stand versions. So stand jab, so there's mixed feelings about this button. I personally am one of those people. It does have its use though, so it's not useless. There are some people that say this move is dookie. Some of them I might agree in some parts, but this move does have its uses. It is a good stagger tool. There is a gap in it, so it can get uppercutted through. So if Ken wants to do fucking, what is it, block? Block. Sure you can. So. Ken, come on, bud. You're killing me. Block all. What? Ken, what's wrong with you? Oh, yeah, it's delayed. Anyway. Yes, so there is a gap between it. There is a trend with that. So, most of her buttons have gaps in them. So keep that in mind. This one especially. However, not on counter hit. If you counter hit with this, it's a different story. Whoops, Ken is still blocking. Jesus. Chill. This move. So, we're cooking with this. This move, it can also be staggered. Now, is the range better than crouch? Slightly, if not about the same. It's actually a little bit better. I didn't know that, actually. So, you can kind of poke with it. She looks like she's doing fucking fist bump, you know, house music shit. But, it's got its uses for pressure. Because you don't want to overcommit with her, it's sometimes good to drive rush with this and check people. You can sometimes check people, motherfuckers drive rushing at you. I've noticed that too. So for instance, Ken wants to drive rush because he doesn't give a fuck, and he wants to do his meh, whatever the fuck. Cool. Check that motherfucker. Pop him right in his fucking mouth for running at you, bro. Make him play honest. Pop him right in his mouth. Because sometimes her mediums will lose just because of the speed. This is probably the best use I've found for this as a check. And the fact that it hits counter makes a big fucking difference when it comes to damage. Why don't I get that? Oh, no? Hold up. For posterity purposes, I have to get this. Also on OCD. There we go. Alright, so. Use this as a check tool. I would say that's probably the best use for that. It's not, as far as frame data, it's actually minus. Wait, it's actually minus. see, this is why I'm doing this guide, because this is to spread the wealth of knowledge, but this is also to learn things myself thoroughly. I did not realize that's negative on hit. That's pretty important. Okay, so you're probably always either going to cancel this into Gladius of some kind. This is also one of those moves, again, it has a gap, if you know you know, that you can knowledge check people with this. It's not the best, I mean, it's not particularly plus, like if they block. Shit, would you chill for a second, my bad. Turn this sure you can. Anyway. It's -6, so that's of course incredibly unsafe. You can get a big punish off of that. So you're going to cancel it in Gladius. If your opponent doesn't know, that means it's party time. You can abuse that. Abuse their lack of knowledge. That's -6. If you can get a charge Gladius in, which is very plus. Or I can go into Phalanx. Test them. And guess what that's doing to your drive gauge? I'm eating the fuck out of it. And I'll go into that when I get to that section. Because that's also an important concept. Of maybe not attacking your opponent's health. But boy, she loves to eat drive gauge. She eats that shit for fucking breakfast, bro. That shit is protein. So, see, it doesn't take much like that. So, check, knowledge, or excuse me, drive rush check. What else am I thinking? Oh, yes. Something I've started to do, learning to hit confirm this move is important. Like I said, on punish, counter, or counter hit. Since it doesn't link normally, which, like I said, is kind of sucky. If for instance, like I said, if it's a punish counter, actually no, if it's just a normal counter, getting this into step kick, the Spartan kick, is really good. I've seen Strider do this a lot. He's the only one I kind of noticed do it. For good reason. For one, I don't think, does it get more damage? Actually, yes, it does get more damage than Gladius. I feel like I knew that, but I did not. Anyway, gets more damage. It's important to hit confirm it, because this move is very unsafe. But, the corner carry, which, again, ties into her win condition. She loves to fucking take you to the corner and do all kinds of shit that she wants and dominate you. She wants to dominate you, of course, in the corner. So that's going to have a lot better corner carry. So keep that in mind. Get good at hit confirming this. I might just set it to random in practice. Let's see. What else? Oh, yes. Early on, this is for my Marisa stuck in the lower ranks. Your rookies, rookie to even diamond, actually. One thing that got me a lot of mileage to get me to master. A lot of mileage. If you're wondering, one thing that will skyrocket your play is, like I said, it ties back into not overcommitting. Is a lot of stuff. What I would see is I would see a lot of wake up DI, and like an absurd amount of wake up DI. So one thing that got me a lot of mileage was this. Motherfuckers love to wake up DI. I don't know what it is about it, but check it, and I would find out that if I tried to do my normal pressure, which I guess if you time it right, yes, you can reversal it. But again, you have to be consistent, and sometimes no one's perfect, you know. This move is beautiful because you will get it every time. You have plenty of time to reversal. Even this, which is also really fucking good. You have plenty of time. You have time for both hits to connect, which is great. Because you can't cancel off of this. You can't cancel off the first hit. You cannot do it. So, keep that in mind. If there's one thing you can change, my Marisa's coming up, is I know it looks like a goofy move, but don't write off stand jab. Stand jabs have their use.
I don't have time to play.
Okay? So, That was a long time for just stand jab. Like I said, this shit is gonna be a while. All right. Next, what are we talking about? Jump, jab, pretty standard. Good air to air. Nothing really to say about that. Actually, yeah, you'll use this, and then jump mediums a lot. Stand light kick. It does have its use. This is probably the move I use the least. Unfortunately, when I first played this game, I thought this move was goated, and it's not horrible. It's just it doesn't get used as much. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm not going to downplay it. I don't use this move hardly ever. I kind of sort of use it as a poking tool to not overcommit. But unfortunately, it is very deceptive. This move is not a low. I know it looks like it, right? You would think this is Mortal Kombat, where she kicks low, but unfortunately, it's not that good. If she got any changes, maybe make this into a low, but that's wishful thinking. Anyway, -2 on block. You know, +2 on hits? I actually didn't know that. +2 on fucking drive rush? Hold up. That's the same as... Ooh. Ooh. You could throw that in the mix. See? This is why I'm doing this guide, because me, myself, am learning too, even though I have knowledge to share. So, off a drive rush, pretty good. Not the best plus tool, but again, can get thrown into the rotation. You have to use everything. A decent poke. It's got decent range. It's not the best. You know, you think Marisa's 6'9", right? I'm a big stan for this character. I know all her stats. This lady's 6'9", but the way she uses her limbs, bro, you think she would extend more at the knee. You know, so she could reach Kin the same way she does with the rest of her kicks. But again, you know, I didn't make the game. So, uses and combos. She doesn't really get anything off of it. She doesn't get Gladius off of it. She does get Damacarius, which is okay, of course. She only gets the light one, and that's just off counter hit. Off a normal hit. Actually, yes, I stand corrected. You still can combo off of this. That's if it hits. You drive rush into it. You're only getting lights. So the thing is, you're not getting too much forward. It's not worth spinning the bar. So yeah, it's a poking tool every now and again. It's gonna be so-so. You know, if you get it off a dry rush, you got +2 frames to work with. If you're conditioning them well, I can say that fucking word, you will, you know, it's good to have in the rotation for that. Shit, really nothing else to talk about on that. -2 on block, so pretty par for the course there. Now, the other version of this, jumping light kick, you're going to get a lot of use out of this. This is her one and only cross-up. Great! You're going to see a lot of this from Marisa. Where are you going? So, usually what you'll see, if I can do the bombo. Oops. I was going to say the use of this move. This is why I don't talk and play in my streams. Because I cannot do both at the same time. I'm either talking and not doing anything, or I'm just gaming. I'm just not one of those people that can do that.
Where are you going?
Stop. The eye wake up. It does a lot. This fucking safe jump is really good. And light kick makes it great for that. +2. It actually combos, or excuse me, +6 on hit. If it's deep enough, which it has to be really fucking deep, you can combo in the back heavy, which is great. You get a fuck ton of damage. That's off a light. I love this chick.
Now you know history.
Now you know history. Turn to dust. Anyway, that's off a light confirmed. So if it's deep, and the thing is too, yeah, that's just a, we'll get into that later. Anyway, not to get distracted. A lot of mileage out of this as a cross-up tool. and as an air-to-air. Specific matchups, I'll just say in JP specifically, you're gonna need this. And actually, like I said, if this guy does well, I don't know. Like I said, I have enough time to go into extensive knowledge on just Marisa. If you guys want specific guides, JP especially, this move is gonna get a lot of use. So I'm just gonna say that ahead of time. Where am I gonna go to next? Okay, so medium punch. This move is the GOAT. Not gonna even downplay it. This move is fucking great. Despite some of the things that happen to it, some of the mistakes and blunders, we're giving Soul bad guy vibes here, bro. This shit is great. And it is a target combo. All of her stand punches are target combos. So, pretty much goes into whatever she wants to from here. Medium Demicarius. Can you show for a second, please, sir? I'm trying to make a guide. Thank you. Anyway. Now we go into the light one or the medium one. Cannot go into heavy, because that would be too good, and she would save so much meter that way. You gotta spin the bar to go into it. Yikes. Ah, I gotta get it for purposes. Jesus. Anyway, so you catch my drift there. I would recommend spinning the meter going into it. You know? So, this move is great as a spacing tool. Like, say you're playing Nooch in this range. And it's like, let's see, Ken. Let's see, I want to throw out this. And let's do one of this. So Ken's out here. Nope. That move is the biggest stop sign ever. You playing nudes, and it's like, nope. We get rejected. Nope. This move in general is really good for checking drive rushes. On some rare occasion, this move is 7 frames, right? Also -8. We'll get into that later. Alright? So, catch my drift. Really good spacing tool, really good move to check drive rushes. It is multifaceted. This shit does... It's like the fucking Swiss Army knife. It gets a lot of mileage from Marisa, and it does a lot for her. Let's see. Actually, I have to take a...
What are you waiting for?
If you've come to fight, then fight!
Alright, back to it. So, good move to check drive rush. And it's going to get most of, if not all of her offense going. And we'll get into that later, alright? So, this move... Let's see. Block count, of course. This move is -8, so you do not want to let this shit rock. You will get fucking punished. You can get big punished for this. Any Marisa you see doing this and not doing anything after, please punish accordingly. Please punish with your best button. You can do that. Let's see. I'll get into specials, because this move kind of ties into her specials. So you're pretty much always going to go into Gladius, because that is her, basically her frame trap there. If you hit a button, you're getting smoked by Gladius. This kind of ties into Marisa's game plan of conditioning her opponent to stand still, which he actually promptly says, stand still, right? But because this move is great for checking drive rushes. It's easy to combo into. It has decent range, you know, pretty good range. But there's one fatal flaw. You cannot cancel this first move. So this move is not good against Wake Up. So let's have Ken do, let's see this. And Ken wants to do Wake Up Reversal. That's good for that, right? You get both out. But let's say I'm a little late, you know? Oh no, I seems I got hit. Let's say if I do the first hit. Oh no, it appears I've gotten smacked by DI. This move, you have to go through the process of doing this move. If you don't, you get smoked for it. Unless you do something like that. But I'll get into that later. Okay? This isn't going to be all doom and gloom. This is going to be a lot of good shit, too. Alright. So... great button so far. Also, the air version of this is fucking pretty critical. People love to jump. And this also ties into her game plan. Excuse me. One of the things that suck with Marisa, I guess I forgot to mention. Her her anti-airs are trash. She's vulnerable to lows, and the other thing I forgot to mention, she's very, very vulnerable to jumping. Especially above her head. Most characters like Luke or Cammy or something, or have like a DP or a button that goes above their head, usually is good at stopping people from jumping. When people are doing this to Marisa, it's pretty fucking tough to deal with. Like, I have nothing that can really deal with that. There's a couple moves, but again, this is why spacing is important, right? Air-to-air version of medium punch is critical. You're gonna get really good at using this, and if you aren't using this already, then you should probably start, because you can follow up after it, which is super fucking nice. If you ever get this during a live match, though, you're a goat, by the way. So if you, like, let's say, yeah, if you, see. Yeah. Let's see. Can I actually get it? No? Anyway, getting distracted. So, air-to-air medium punch is vital. This is going to be your go-to air-to... I'd say about 90% of the time, and the other 10% you're going to be on the ground using crouch heavy punch. And because that is so iffy sometimes too, the other maybe 1% you're using Demicarius, which... we won't talk about that right now. At least not yet. That's very... I'd say that's more of a specific tool. So, jump medium punch is critical. And, yeah. That's going to be your go-to air-to-air. Let's see. Second medium button. Stand medium. Medium kick. This move has so much purpose and mileage. Get used to using this button a lot. Okay? If you watch Big Bird play quite often, this button gets pressed a lot. For good reason. It's not cancelable. It's 11 frame startup. Which is pretty, yeah, I mean, it's pretty slow for the most part. Pretty slow. But it recovers pretty decently fast, okay? +4 on hit, so you can actually confirm. It's got enough if you're at the right space, and this isn't even on a counter hit. This is just off normal hit. If you're in the right range, you can confirm into jab, into Demicarius. That's if you're point blank too. If you're further than that, unfortunately, one of the things I wish Marisa had. She's such a big, sexy lady, you know, Lady Demicrescu, which, put your comments in the chat. If who would win in a fight, Marisa or Lady Demicrescu, or whatever, I can't say her name right. Who would win in a fight, or if Marisa deserves a costume like her. That would be fucking sick. Anyway. Her jab doesn't reach very far. So, get used to doing this because on block, let's say on drive rush, let's see, people want to do, let's say crouching jab or crouching throw, or excuse me, just throw. Let's see, crouching throw. Whoops, that's not blocking. Oh no, what's he doing? You trying to throw me? You trying to jab? This shit snuffs out a lot of potential pressure people want to do. Not to mention the spacing of this move. This is why this shit is so critical, and you will get so much mileage. It's not cancelable. It's just the recovery. So I will say probably the only con with this is when you, let's say someone wants to do wake up. Let's say they want to do wake up drive impact. It is very vulnerable to that. Going back into overcommitting. It is possible, if you can do it correctly, to drive rush and recover in time to do it back. But again, not everyone's perfect. And the idea is consistency with Marisa. That's the key. I'm going to say that word a lot. Consistency. I think she has to use that more than anybody else in this game. Is she relies so heavily on staying consistent and doing what works the majority of the time, not what just fucking looks cool. But I've kind of shied away from doing this. I did this early on because it is +2. And another thing it does, it puts you into throw range. So that is an actual 50-50. But what I've noticed, and I'll get into my next button, crouch medium punch, which I forgot to address, silly me, is that, yeah, crouch medium punch does a better job at what stand medium kick does. But this doesn't mean that this is a bad button, it just means it has a different purpose. Shit like that. See what just fucking happened? Can fucking exploded. So maybe not so much off a drive rush. Whoops. But like this. Same shit, right? Only thing, this is cancelable. I can cancel into anything I want, right? Stand medium kick gets mileage because it shows you exactly where you want to be. See this range? Marisa doesn't necessarily want to be in your face, even in the corner. Marissa's goal is not to be here because guess what? People can jump over you. You want to be in stand medium kick range. Perfect coincidence. It's right under the timer. Ideally where you should be standing in general to stop people anti-air. Or to stop people from jumping out and deter that. So if you're at this range, you're at the perfect range to do this. Or this. Or walk up. Because again, it's such a good spacing tool. It is probably the best spacing tool she has. Why I say that specifically is one particular reason is that in this game, of course, you have to fight Kens and Juries and Lukes and DJs and JPs. All of them have this fucking button. They want to use this a lot. And if you use any other button, let's say let's say this. I get trade, right? Oh no, that's a counter hit. That's a combo. Oh no, hold up. I get, so anything. You see my point. I get counter poked. Marisa's very vulnerable despite her buttons having great range. The startup and the speed of them make them really susceptible to get counter poked. Except, so I can use these buttons, but again, they're slow. I got heavy kick. Let's try stand HP. Alright. Hold up. Come on, Ken. You can do it. Alright. But again, real life game, you are going to get shimmied a lot easier by these characters that are faster than you. Except when you're holding your ground and doing this. Let's see. If I'm correct. Well, sometimes it doesn't. But again, the range that Ken has to step to in order to get to you is within this range here. So it's important and better than crouch medium kick. Because, again, it's a lot worse on whiff. This button here, 16 frame recovery. This button here, 18 frames. You'd be surprised what those 2 extra frames do. So, spacing tool, specifically, I can't stress that enough. For medium kick, use it well, use it wisely. So, going into the next button, crouch medium punch. This is her fucking God. This is her sword and dagger here, bro. Sword and shield, right? Does everything that stand medium kick does, that I thought did, because again, that puts you in range. But again, that's not cancelable. This is. Which is great because if people want to wake up DI, of course, it's a lot easier. You know. It's much easier and more consistent. Let me put it this way. Yeah, actually, more consistent. Let me go back to using that word. To do this. You can cancel into that way faster. As opposed to staying heavy kick and waiting for the recovery to end. So, I would recommend, if you're in range here, probably, and if you're drive rushing, be a good idea to poke with this. I'll get into that game plan idea later on, but you catch my drift. This move is also great. So along with this is also good too. If Kens want to shimmy, if Cammies want to shimmy, if anybody wants to walk back and forth and play that game with you, that's fine. They have a lot of options. You got the one. All you need is this. All you need is one good confirm. And when it's CA time, one of the best things I do, and like I said, Big Bird does this a lot, and it's so fucking good when it works out. Let's see. So I'm in CA range, standard. Okay. And then let's see, we're in the corner here, right? So we're in this situation right here, right here. And we're playing this fucking game. And Ken wants to fucking poke his way out. Great. Okay, you missed that one. Still a little bit more. Oh, even better than that. Hold on, let me not talk. Let me not talk. Hold up. Guess what? You just died to a fucking poke. You got counter poke for fucking 60%. 65%. He will just, all Big Bird will do, all any patient Marisa will do, they won't jump, they won't rush, they won't push their offense because they have the health lead or they're going for command grab, is they'll just sit here and they'll wait and they'll wait and they'll wait for you to make a mistake and then it's party time. That's it. Because I only need one good fucking whiff punish to fucking end it. That's it. That works into counter hit, by the way. Okay, so only on counter hit, excuse me. Or even if it's just this button itself, I can drive rush into stand medium. Or into that, which is also really good. Another, which I just actually learned this combo today. That's actually optimal. So, that goes into EX. I would argue that this is more optimal because, again, you still have a little bit of meter. But, again, getting on tangent, I'll get back into that later when I talk about drive rush. So, this button, if you've been listening over this amount of time, these two are critical, okay? Crouch medium kick is her second low. This move gets used sometimes. Don't get too reliant on it. It's okay. It catches people walking backwards. That's what it's good for. It reminds me, I mean, I know this is as a 2D game and Tekken's 3D. It reminds me of if you play King His crouch 4 is a really important tool. It's very reminiscent of that to me personally. That's what I think of, because it's not a flashy move. It's not flashy at all, but it keeps people from. It's a good tool to see what people are doing. They get hit by this, or they're trying to walk forward. Usually, what I'll do is when I fight a Luke or something, and they're trying to shimmy in that range to hit crouch medium kick or Ken, they're trying to walk at me, and they're too far away from this. They'll get hit by that, either walking forward or back. That's how I know what the fuck they're trying to do, and I gauge what I need to do next off of that. So, another good poking tool. Don't overuse it just because again, it's not cancelable. Same as their stand heavy kick or stand medium kick. Damn, sorry, my nose itches. And so it can get DI'd if the read is there. That's a big read, but again, majority of Marisa's buttons, if they know the matchup, they know are not cancelable. She only has like 3 or 4, and they're pretty much her heavies that are only cancelable. The rest, she has to commit. So just make sure you use this wisely. Off of drive rush, you can get combos off of that. Off counter hit. Dizzy. No, not that. Counter, yes. So off counter hit, you can get stand mediums off of that. It's pretty fucking cool. But again, keep in mind, it's just one of those things that at certain ranks, I wouldn't recommend this at maybe lower ranks, because again, people love to lean on that DI button a lot. And if you drive rush up with this, you're getting smoked unless you did it meaty enough in time to where you can do reversal. Basically, unless you recover in time, you're not going to get it. You're probably going to get popped by DI, so just be careful with it. But if you've conditioned your person well and they're not blocking their toes, they might get hit by this, and then you keep the pressure going. So keep that in mind. Like I said, making things the most consistent is key to success with this character. Making things easy. Okay, I think... Jesus, we're only through lights and mediums. Jump medium kick. It's okay. It's not anything special. It's pretty much just your typical jumping. You know, it's good sometimes for air-to-airs. Although I would highly recommend you using jump jab, jump punch, light punch, or medium punch. Because they just do the job a lot better, and they lead in jump medium punch, especially because it just leads to Oki actually. Which now that I talk about it, yeah, I can hold on. Sorry, Ken. Let me have you jump real quick from the front. What's the frames on that? So if Ken does, yeah, if you're in a situation where, like, hard knockdown. Whoops. Yeah, and you're in this situation, which is always good. Yep, so you kind of catch my drift. That button is going to have a lot more utility out of it. So, that button here is kind of going to be used like as just a poke, essentially. Or a jump in if you are, you know, here. If that works, let's see. Because if you try to do this sometimes, like depending on the range, so like if you, I think if you get tip range, I've noticed sometimes that, like, bruh, if you jump in, yes, you'll always get mediums. Sometimes you'll land and do medium punch, and it won't land because you're spaced weird. It's every now and again. It's not all the time. I've just noticed that. But just keep that in mind. Yeah? You can always do this. So, is an option, okay? So, anyway, typical button, nothing special. Alright, heavies. So, here's where we get a lot of stuff out of. Let's see. All of her heavies can be charged ahead of time. I mean all of them. Even her jump ones, if you didn't know that. Every single one. Do they add more frame data? They cause hard knockdown, which is great. That's the additional frame data.
Where are you going?
Now, do they do that on block? I'm actually not sure. I've never tested it. Let's see. Oh, wow. Ooh. Fascinating. Oh, hold on. Huh. So, I'm actually, you know what? This is why I'm doing this guide. I knew these added more frame data, or excuse me, more plus frames.
Where are you going?
That's interesting, actually. I didn't realize. So, I've never seen another Marisa do that. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think I'm the first. So, to not get on a tangent, I'll talk about that. It adds more plus frames. I just learned that right now. And I'm gonna experiment with that more off camera. Because that shit's actually pretty nice. To switch up the timing. Which also... Woo! Ooh. So that sets up meaty situations. Okay. Let me not get off track. Anyway, you can charge all of her normals, which is always good. But the thing is, depending on your opponent, they're not going to let you just do that. So you're going to have to condition them. So, we'll talk about that later in the game plan. So, stand heavy punch. Great whip punish tool. It's probably one of the best ones. Second best, I'd say, to stand heavy kick. It is... Ken, could you stop, please? I need you to chill. Block reversal. So it's -3. +1 on drive rush. Meaning, if you can condition them to take the throw, but again, this isn't real, they can jab out of it. So, airtight, you can stop them with a jab. Ideally, with this. And if they want to walk backwards from it, you catch them in the lights I was talking about earlier. Great. If you can catch with this, that's +7. Meaning that can be conditioned. But again, the thing with her is I wouldn't get too reliant on charging. This is a privilege you have to earn if the person is respecting your offense too much. Then you can start throwing that shit out. Because, again, and you can maul them with that. Look how much fucking drive gauge help that does. Fucking music is appropriate, ain't it? I was gonna say that when you play Marisa, it's like God of War where you have the quick time event circle flash above their head. And they're in fucking burnout, bro.
Where are you going?
You know, you fucking press the QTE, bro, it's a done deal. But again, knowing where to do this is going to be super fucking critical, and I'll tie that into her game plan. Like I said, players like Big Bird and Strider, and all the ones I mentioned use this really well. Because they don't overuse it, they throw it into the RPS really well. And they usually throw it at a range where they feel like people are going to like try to whip punish and guess. And they wait. And they just wait for that opportunity. And they just hit them with a good whip punish. So, if you use it too much, it's 23 frames on recovery, which is horrible. You will get fucking mauled if you mess that up. So, keep that in mind. Whiff punishes only. Do not get squirrely with this move. Even though it's got great range, it moves her forward. It's very easy to see coming and anticipate. Also, I forgot, and this is one of her cons, very easy to parry. Most, if not all, of Marisa's buttons can be easily parried. So, this is why RPS and rotating offense is super fucking important. Do not get predictable. These buttons are nice, but they can be easily taken advantage of. So, what else am I missing? Let's see. Off of Oh, I think I've done it a little bit. Off of wake up. So for instance, this can be done, which is great. I've gotten good at timing that. If you are on point with your meaties, that one I screwed up. I fucked up on that one. Fucked up on that one. It's, you see my drift, even though it's like you have to drive rush immediately. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, that was the wrong way to do that. 1, 2, 3. That's even I screwed up on that one. Let's see if can I get it at least one more time, man? Damn. 1, 2, 3. Shit. 4 times the charm, maybe? Shit. Shit. So you catch my drift there. It's possible to do it off meaty like that. But again, it's not always going to be consistent because even though like you're +2 off of the normal throw, if you have to meaty it just right. A better option would be this. Because again, despite this button being really big, it is not cancelable. There's also a gap in that too. So just like the light punches I showed you earlier, you can Shoryuken in that. Now, if they're in burnout, different story. Pretty good button to have actually. But again, great button, don't overuse it. You'll learn that pretty much out all our heavies. Stand heavy kick. Brother, this fucking move is the GOAT. This shit is the whiff punishing queen. Just like her. She's the fucking goddess of whiff punishing. So, what you will need to do with this is that range I was talking about earlier with stand medium kick. With this, that is the perfect range. So, let's see. Let's have Ken do... Let's have him do block reversal. Let's just have him do crouch. I don't know. Let's have him do stand fierce, actually. Stand heavy punch. There you go. So how about this? Oh. Oh, no. Ken exploded. Oh, no. Hold on. Let's see. Get lost! Ken exploded! Take my life! Oh no! Ken exploded! He exploded all over the place, man. So, you catch my drift there. This move is so... And if I'm not getting on a tangent about Ken specifically, but any character that has a drive rush, medium kick, crouch medium specifically, Luke, Ken, Jury, all those guys that do that really well, spacing that and using this shit to fucking catch their whiff is gonna get you so much mileage because they are gonna be wondering what the fuck am I losing to? And it's this fucking thing. I was struggling, and sometimes, and it's pretty autopilot-y, so you gotta be careful, you'll whiff it and they'll try to whiff punish it like this, and they'll try to whiff punish it. Oh, I forgot that doesn't connect. Anyway, you'll not something I would do all the time because again, a good opponent is going to catch onto that. But again, you'll catch someone sleeping at the wheel. They'll go to punish it. Like Stand Fierce sometimes will do that. This is why it helps to be at a good space, and you'll catch them, which is great. But again, Big Bird, he's so good at not missing a single fucking punish counter. Most Marisas that are top level, and there aren't a lot of them, they are really good at using this because this move is the lifesaver, saving grace in this game where characters have such good low buttons to cancel off of. Because Marisa, and this is another fucking con I forgot to mention at the beginning, is she has something that she has a thing that no one else can do in defense when I get into specials, but she has also something that none of the, even Zangief has this. Oh, yeah, stop blocking, okay? And then go like to normal health. Okay. She's the only character in this fucking game that cannot, she can do it off of her mediums, but she's the only character in this game that cannot combo from her lights off of Drive Rush. She just can't do it. It's a reset, so like +3, +7, right? And that's pressure, but look how much meter I'm using. That's a lot of resources for not that much reward. Okay? A lot of risk for not a lot of reward. So, to kind of make up for that, they gave her really good tools to fucking whip punish with, right? And once she gets that knockdown, she can loop it. Okay? So, let's see. Oh yeah, stand heavy kick, really good for wish punishing. Don't overuse it against stand heavy punch. I'm trying to think.
What are you waiting for?
Excuse me. Crouch heavy punch or heavy kick. Marisa, unfortunately, she was cursed. She has, I would say, arguably the worst sweep in the game. I would not use this move unless you just know for a fact someone is not looking for it. I use it very rarely, if at all. Okay, you can charge it, which again, it's a cool move because she stomps the fucking ground. Look at that shit. Damn, that's pretty fucking strong. Look at that shit. Damn, she breaks the pavement. But again, this sweep, again, 6'9" lady, 269, fucking mommy muscle mountain, right? Buttons that do not reach as far as they should. Her sweep does not go far. Compared to Ken, Ryu, Manon, characters with these, like, that are smaller than her sweep is not even comparable. And the fact of the matter is, of course, all sweeps are horrible on block, -11. Add to the fact that it has such bad range, and it's just not worth it. Not at all. Even when you charge it, it's -6, which is crazy because all of her normal heavy buttons on block after charge have outrageous fucking plus frames. That's +3, +1, you know? Let's see, +4, right? +3, you know? But this is the only one -6. Even on Drive Rush, which you probably are never going to do, it's -2, which you don't lose your... well, yeah, actually, you lose your turn, you know? This move is horrible. Please do not use it. That's all I got to say to that. If you find a means to and you just want to mix somebody up and you haven't done it yet, you know, what's it? You know, there's something cute. Hold on. Let's see. No, that's kind of a mix-up. But again, there's way better things you could be doing than, you know, sweep. Okay? So, that's all I'm going to say about that move. Now, if they change it and buff it in the next, you know, whenever there's a patch or update, you know, I'll say otherwise. But, move is doo-doo water. Please leave it alone. Don't fuck with it. Let's see. Oh, wait, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. Jump, heavy punch. Pretty typical jump in. +13. It is good to rotate it along with stand or jump kick. This is going to be probably your go-to jump in because of the range and off of safe jumps. It's also going to be really good. Sometimes in the corner, like you'll safe jump, and that will, you know, this won't come out, which is fine. But sometimes it won't come out and you'll get thrown or something goofy will happen. Whereas this, you know, will always land, you know. And the fact that you can charge it it just looks really cool. Like she's just jumping at you, fucking Spartan style. I love that shit. That's pretty fucking awesome. So, let's see. Yeah, the fact that you can charge your jump buttons, that's something that I've not seen a lot of Marisas, not even like the really high level ones, utilize. That doesn't mean it's not good, that just means it hasn't been used yet. I personally am going to start using that a little bit more, now that I've kind of discovered that, as of rotation in our RPS, and I'll get into that later. That'll be its own section, because we're an hour and a half in, damn near, and so we've just gotten through the normals. Like I said, this shit's going to be long, for good reason. Forward heavy kick. This move is also goated. It's not as good as stand HK as far as whiff punishing, but it is, like medium kick, a good spacing tool. And that is, in fact, cancelable.
Where are you going?
So, what I say with that is, it has a lot of good use for meaty pressure. Because that wake up DI people love to do. Oh no, I canceled in the Gladius. Oh no, I canceled in the DI. Oh, you can't wake up on me. Fuck out of here. Oh shit, I fucked that one up actually. That's on me. Oh, what? Hold up, I want to cancel that. Ah! Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. Oh, you would cancel that in the Gladius. So, my bad. So, you would do this into that. Watch him fucking explode. This move is really good for meaty pressure. And like all the others, it charges. And guess what? Look here. I'm here. That shit moves her forward, which is great. See Ken's face? Oh man. Yeah. That's about right. Anyway, getting back on track here. Okay, so move is really important for meaty pressure because again, you can cancel off of it. Any button that she has that cancels is probably going to get used a lot because it has a lot to do with how her offense is going to go. It's also very plus on hit and on block, especially if it's charged. Let's see. Where am I trying to go with this? Not a game plan. Ken, I need you to block, actually. So that's only -3. Okay. So, +1, right? Which means... jails it with a jab, right? One of her things with her heavies, and this kind of goes into her drive rush, I'll talk on a little bit, I'm going to save it for its own section, is that you have to know which pressure with her is airtight, because some of it isn't real. For instance, let's see, block, I'm going to do throw, and let's have him do crouch light punch. So some of this, so that's okay. Most of the time, if your pressure is tight, it's probably going to go into a jab. Pretty good idea. Okay? But, majority of the time, I'm going to speak specifically on her command grab before I move on, is that her heavies are the only one where you cannot get thrown out of it. Let me say that again. You can still jump. So if you see Marisa doing that, if she goes for command grab, you can jump. You cannot jab, you cannot reversal throw this. If you do command throw out of it, you will get punish counted for it. This is from any of her lights. This is where conditioning comes. She also can't cancel off of this.
going?
off of the hit too. If it hits, again, you're good. But if you're just doing this willy-nilly, and again, any of her mediums don't work like that. Even her back heavy punch doesn't do it. You can get jabbed out of it. Her forward heavy kick, excuse me, is the only button that jails. You cannot throw it, you cannot jab it. You can hold up, but again, that requires a hard read. And if your person is wanting to do that, that's where jab comes in. Keep them honest, okay? So, with that in mind, HK, forward heavy kick, is really good in your offense to rotate. I would recommend finding ways to do that. Also does a bit of an auto shimmy sometimes when you're in the corner, because it pushes them back. What a lot of guys will do, just like Ken does, is they will think that it's plus, or excuse me, think that it's their turn. You held Gladius, they fucking explode. It's fucking gorgeous. I love it when it works out like that. Or it's just a normal frame trap. You see how far that pushes them back? Watch in the corner. This is something important. I'll tie into this with her game plan later. If your Ken is in the corner, if your opponent is in the corner, and you want to space them accordingly, back heavy punch also does this, but forward heavy kick does this better. Just a little bit because of the spacing. You do this in the light Gladius. Oh no, stand heavy punch. Wow, you just exploded. So, catch my drift here? So, spacing trap actually in the corner, because the pushback pushes you back. If they commit to even something even bigger, let's say because this is so appealing, what Kens and Juries and all those guys want to do in the corner, because they only want one thing and it's disgusting. Okay, hold on, gotta get it just right. There it is. So, again, you do have to be at just the right space, though. About right here. It is worth learning the spacing accordingly. Because the reward you get is so fucking great. Spacing, clean, like in the making. It's so important because you fucking die if you space wrong. You live and die by it. So, with that in mind, forward heavy kick, very, very good. Back heavy punch, probably the last normal I'll kind of really go extensively into. Because, damn, we've already, like I said, we're a long way in. We still got more to go. This button here is probably the one you're going to charge the most. I'd say out of all of them. For as far as pressure goes, it is the best button as far as frame data to get pressure off of. It is +4. It's so plus that, again, you can actually, so if someone wants to so command throw, let's say they want to throw, do crouching like punch, sweet dream. They actually can't. That's a punish counter for them. For you, excuse me. If they hit a button, that's a punish counter. Don't fucking press on me. If you press, do not press with this button. Big Bird said it the best, and it's true. You press, you die. Shine. Music is appropriate. Fucking feeling. If you press against this button, you will fucking die. That's just facts. So, do not do it. see. Need more Kratos music to fit the aesthetic of this video. Anyway, so this move, again, you don't have time to charge it again. This is where conditioning comes in, okay? But this in of itself is a frame trap. Charge. If they do anything other than block, so if they do so, and sometimes it'll trade, but that's fine too. So let's say if it trades. Okay, I got the counter hit. You still explode. You still explode. Do not press on this button. You're just gonna... My advice, if you're on defense, is weather the storm. Or get really good at parrying, because the risk of pressing there is not worth it. You will die. I swear, it's a Dark Souls boss. You will fucking die if you do that shit. Also wouldn't recommend jumping either, because I believe, if I remember right, that also catches jumping. Do not do that shit either. Vertical. Let's see. Doop, doop, doop. Yep, you can't jump out of it. I forgot. If you do anything other than block, you're fucked. So I would recommend you get patient and strap in. So, and this is the thing too, which is what I love, is when you get people to condition. Like I said, Big Bird, Strider, all those guys, they are masters at RPS. Because what they'll do is they will get people to stand. They will not do command grab. This, even though this auto shimmies and this is, you reset. I don't want to reset. Watch this. Look how much gauge you just lost. Now, if you were in the yellow, oh, this is even more fun. This is why she's like such a scary character. I love it. I absolutely love it. Say, most situations you're here. Look how much meter you have left. And now I'm still, and guess what? Now it pushes me back. You're still in this fucked up situation. You better not jump at me. You better not do anything. Now you have to approach me. And then guess what? Now we're back and it's party time. And by this point, you've already lost a good 40 to 50% of your health. And you hit a straight button. Now you still have to worry about this shit. Fuck. I love this fucking character. I love her aesthetic. I love her playstyle. I love it. You still have to worry about DI in the corner. It's fucked up, bro. I love it.
Where are you going?
Sit with it. Oh, it's so nice. Anyway. Out of all the buttons to charge, and also, yes, where to fit that in to your offense. You're probably going to get it very rarely. That's the thing. But rotating it is going to be important. Let's say throw, and then we go. And then that one time, let's say I get this again. Oh no, that's the one you got hit by. Goodbye. Thanks for playing, gamer. After all those lights and shit, you're like, God damn it, I want to fucking play. And then you hit something. Guess what? If you jab or throw and wake up, you get clocked by this. Drive rush, charge back, heavy punch. That's GG's, gamer. Thanks for playing. So, again, the RPS is super important. Let's see. Normal. Let's see. Command normals are the only one that's left, and she doesn't have too many. Well, I've already talked about one, which is forward heavy kick. That's got probably the most mileage. Oh well, no. I'd say the second one is this forward medium punch. Very, very good button. Any button that she has that moves her forward is so good, especially this one. Both of these buttons are going to get equal use because it is a very good button. It's 10 frame startup, pretty good range, +2 on hit. which means on counter hit, on counter hit that combos. So you're gonna be fishing with this a lot. One thing Max Sama taught me. Sorry, I'm getting parched. Hold on. I don't see a lot of Marisas do it. Is he will space with this ever so, like in this range. And let's see, that can do fucking block, crouch. Let's see, crouch heavy or crouch light. No, God, come on, Ken. Sorry. Why are you challenging? Stop pressing. Just walk in this range. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Why are you pressing? Stop it. Out at you. You will space with this so good. It's an auto shimmy. Because it puts you at the perfect range. And if you're too close, guess what? You can do Gladius. Oops. Or excuse me, not Gladius. Excuse me. You can do a Scutum in time to recover. So, she's good at using this move. Whoops. What the fuck? The stick fucked up. Jesus.
I don't have time to play.
Anyway. Good at using this move to take her turn back. I think you have to do OD, actually. There you go. Yes, but good at taking your turn back. Got auto shimmies for you. And it makes people want to press. And after a while of doing this, that's when you can start working throw-in. Cool. So, stand heavy punch. It's sort of the best thing I can say is use stand or forward medium punch before you start using stand heavy. Because it has the same use, same purpose, but less committal. -3 on block, -2. Well, no. I believe they're both minus. If I'm correct, can't stop, please. I need to chill. -3. Both -3. 10 frame startup, 12 frame startup. Okay? They both have the same purpose. But stand medium or forward medium punch is a better, less committal option. Not to say stand heavy punch is bad. There's just a time and a place to. You need to use stand heavy punch more sparingly than you do stand forward medium. Okay? Because it'll get you the same. It'll get you the goal that you want to do, which is again spacing, poking, but just less committal. And you can even do it off dry rush, which kind of answers the same question that medium punch does. If I'm correct, let's even actually test it real quick before we move on. So wake up drive impact. Oh, look at that! It's better at it than medium punches. Who would have thought? Not me. So, get you the same results, just with less committal. Great. We love that shit. Alright, so what are we moving on to? Button, medium, light, medium, heavies. Any buttons I'm forgetting. Crouch, heavy punch is your go-to air to air. If it isn't this, it's probably going to be this. I'm not going to lie. And it charges. If you've seen a desk fight or a combo video, you've seen them charge these. And it is a hard read if you are preemptively charging this. Do not worry about it. It's not probably going to happen in a million years. Not unless you get the hard read, you know? So let's see. If you happen to get that in a match, you are fucking goated. You read that jump from a mile a fucking way. Good job. But it's more likely you're at this range and you want to stop them from jumping. I would recommend you stay at this range here, about 2 or 3 bodies away. any closer. So if they're at this range, guess what? You're getting jumped over and you're getting crossed up. So I suggest you either stand at the right range or get really good at parrying. And even that isn't always good. My habit right now I'm trying to break is to stop parrying before I anti-air. But again, this move is great as an anti-air. It hits really, really high up, which is great. So it can catch them high. You just have to make sure you're preempted. Like I said, if it isn't crouch heavy and you see someone jump, it's gonna be this. That's just the way it is. And Marisa, she only has 2 airs or anti-airs, so you're gonna have to get really good with them. That means less options. Less option means you have less shit to worry about or think about. So I guess keep that in mind. That's a con and a pro. I don't know, that's how I see it. You know, I like grapplers, wrestlers, because their game plan's simple. They only have so many tools. They maybe might not have an air dash or other movement or, you know, poking options. It's simple, you know, so that makes it like, okay, I only have to do these few things, but again, I only have these few things. So let's see, been talking for a while. Going off of that, crouch heavy punch, stand heavy punch, stand heavy kick. Jeez, I think we're good. She also has a jump normal, down heavy. I've seen Big Bird use this a little bit. It's good because it can space pretty good in the corner. And it does combo. It also just looks cool, in my personal opinion. I think he likes it to space because it keeps you pretty close for the most part. Sometimes when you are here, I don't know, like I said, jump heavy punch might not always connect. And this sometimes get predictable, so you can throw this into the rotation. Or if you're just here and you need a good neutral jump button, you know, down heavy punch is an option. Nothing really special there. You can charge it too, like everything else, and it gives you hard knockdown.
Where are you going?
Pretty good. All of her jump buttons that charge give you hard knockdown. Which, if you have that, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah. So hard knockdown is great. And plus frames. But again, I'm going to experiment with that and come back with a whole nother video for that. So that'll be one for itself. Jesus, now we get into our specials at 1 hour and 48 minutes in. Jesus Christ. Alright. So, where to fucking begin? Oh yeah, maybe I should just talk about it real quick before I move on. She does have target combos. I rarely see them. I don't personally use them. Her forward medium punch into heavy kick, you can cancel off of. I mean, if you're in a situation to use it, you can't even drive rush cancel them. I see it sometimes. You can also do forward medium punch into stand heavy punch, which is a low. I was using this kind of early on. You might every now and again, you might catch someone sleeping at the wheel and catch them you'll catch someone slipping with this move, because I'm sure people forget she has it. The risk to reward is just not there, so I would just avoid. I only ever use this one for the first part because it has so much more utility, and the risk of like someone blocking that is just like, what's it? Oh my god. Can please stop jumping, you fucking maniac. Anyway. What's it? Minus 12 on block? No thank you. So, yeah. And then that is minus 10. So again, forward medium by itself is probably the best option. She's probably got some of the worst target combos in the game, in my personal opinion. I would say so. Let's see. Oh yeah, forward heavy kick. She has an extension with it. I would not use it. I would not use it. I've only seen Shudo use it once, and I think it was just to reset. I don't know if it was. Yeah, I don't think it was intentional, honestly. Yeah. Oh, I mean, if you can, let's see. Yeah, I think he honestly did it to reset, and he only did it one time. I mean, other than that, I was like, meh. So again, her target combos are just meh. It's not like they're bad, but with all of her other shit, there's like no real reason to use them, in all honesty. You're gonna get a lot more mileage out of, you know, charge heavy punch, back heavy punch, even jump, you know, down heavy punch in the air you'll get more use out of, and or stand mediums. So yeah, don't worry about this, don't really worry about this, just don't really use it. Alright, now moving on. Normals, or excuse me, special moves. Demicarius. Light, medium, and heavy. There are main combo tools. They're technically anti-airs, the light and EX version. Don't focus on using them as that. In rare instances, so there's specific matchup knowledge. So characters that can teleport behind you, like Dawson or Honda specifically. He doesn't teleport, but his slam that goes above your head, Marisa will correct to either side. If you do Demicarius, it will face you to the side that he will land, and you'll end up doing Gladius. I made a video about it. So, again, I'll get into more detail about that with specific character guides. And I'm already, like I said, bleeding into so much time now. I don't want to waste more talking about that. But, again, it's an anti-air. This is upper body invul, and so is this. But the reason why it sucks so hard as an anti-air is just because of the range you have to be at, and it moves her forward. Like, if it had a better hitbox or some shit, there you go. See, I got it there. In some instances, yes. Like, Cammy. So sometimes, and if you have, this is like specific matchup. No. Wait. I'm not gonna get into that. Dive kick, it will be sometimes that you have to react to it. Okay, I almost got on a tangent there and I had to stop myself because that's gonna take a lot of time. So let me not over explain it. Mainly gonna be used as a combo tool. You can sometimes get cheeky resets off of it. See, like he tried to jump out of the corner. That is sometimes that's what I mean in that matchup. So, for instance, if you're here, he wants to jump out of the corner, then in that specific incident, yes, that is very, very good. Where you going, boy? I like it as that. I have actually, honestly, even though that is a good option, what also works is this. That's more consistent. And you could potentially get a good counter hit off of that, because if that punish counters, like for instance, let's see. You get a lot more off of that. So let's save that punish counters, right? You get way more damage for a lot less resources. Hold on. Oh, even more. Hold up. Nice. See? So, again, it is an option, but again, it's nothing that crouch heavy punch can't do better and with less committal and with less resources. So, that is the thing with that. Demicarius is literally a combo tool. It is a pseudo anti-air in specific situations. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can combo from the first part of it into level 3. Another thing Marisa has, I forgot to mention, is that the normal she has, she only has certain routes. She's very limited in what she can confirm supers into. She can really only do level 3 from this. That's it. She can't confirm anything else. It's just the first part of it. Same thing with Gladius. She can only confirm in the level 3. I'll get into that later. So, this is pretty much combo. You get, what is it? Minus 31 frames on knockdown. 36 off the heavy or medium. And of course, the one you want to land the majority of the time, and what you should try to land, is the heavy version. Because that's your meterless launcher. and which leads into the biggest fucking damage and saves you the most amount of meter. So, light, you're always going to end up getting some lights, of course. Other than that, I don't know why you would do it. Unfortunately, you cannot do mediums off of it, off of lights. You can only do mediums off of mediums. And then, yeah. And then, what's it? You can only get heavy off of back heavy punch. That's it. Or if medium punches, excuse me, punish counter. That's it. Yeah. Let me make sure I'm all right. Yeah, that's about the only time you're getting that. So the ideal situation is set up combos where you can combo into back heavy, because it's worth spending the meter to go into that because it will save you meter, as opposed because you'll land medium sometimes. You want to try to preserve your meter if you can. That's the ideal way to play Marisa's. Conserve your meter as much as you can. But yeah, combo tool, suitor, anti-air. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If I forgot anything, well, I don't know if it's worth talking about necessarily. That's all I pretty much got. Let's get into some of the more, let's see, offense, not offense related, non-combo related ones. Gladius. This boy is the fucking bread and butter, bro. This is what makes her fucking Marisa. Gladius. She doesn't have a fucking projectile, but she throws those fucking hands, and she throws them shits mad far. They all have armor that starts up at different times. And let me remind you, she does not have a projectile, but it's, I'd say, a pseudo projectile. Because depending on what range she is, it's deceptive on how far she goes. She walks forward when she does it too. She moves forward. And knowing, I think the best Marisas, in my personal opinion, are the ones that know exactly which Gladius to use at what part of the screen. Because this, depending on what Gladius you use, this will make or break you. I promise, I swear to it. You will live or die by this. If you do the wrong Gladius at the wrong time, you're going to get whiff punished so hard. Because it is a great move that breaks DI. She breaks the fucking game with this. She breaks armor with this. She breaks DI with this. It can be used as a meaty tool to deter people from waking up. In some cases, it beats wake up reversal. Like Shoryukens or Guile. It can go through that and be used. And again, another one of high tier Marisas, they will use the armor frames of the EX version to go through wake ups. So the only thing it doesn't break are supers. But like, let's say if Ken does wake up, and it's specific, it's matchup specific. It doesn't work against everybody. It, like I said, I think characters like Ryu, it doesn't work. But like this, eats through that. Now again, it only has 2 hits, but it eats. That's actually new. I have never seen that interaction before. But yeah, you can combo off of that too. That's one of those unique interactions. Let's see if we can get that one more time. That was actually cool as fuck. Nope, that was too early. In weird instances, you will get that kind of stagger, like when Ken's like reeling back and he's like, you know, looks like he's in stun. You can drive rush and follow that up with pretty much anything you want if you're just nice with it. And you know, it's hard to recreate that. It's when they hit a button and they hit your Gladius at the same time. So I'm glad that actually happened so I can talk about it. I would ideally recommend drive rushing with forward knee, forward heavy kick, into, depending on how close you are to the wall, EX kicks, and then follow that up. Or, you know, EX Demicarius. And then pretty much I say whatever optimal route you can think of. I'm not going to really talk about combos because as far as the priorities, it's not as important to know combos with her because you can always find good routes. There's plenty of good combo videos with her that you can, you know, you can manage with that. The game plan is what's more important.
What are you waiting?
Let's see. So, let's see, Gladius in general. Oh yes.
Then fight.
I'm going to talk a bit about this. So the light one has the fastest startup for armor. it's got 1 hit of armor active. This is great. I actually forget. This is actually the GOAT as far as anti-airs go. Say if Ken wants to jump in, right? This will smoke him every single time. Punish counter. As long as you do it at the right time, this is like the go-to air-to-air, anti-air. I mean, I know you have crouch heavy punch, but my problem is actually not using this enough as an anti-air. This is really good. Honestly, there's very few downsides to it, and I'll talk about the one here in a moment. But get good at using this as an anti-air because it is very, very critical. I would recommend the light one only. Sometimes you will get away with doing medium, but as you can see what just happened, I got counter hit. Oh, why did I get counter hit? That's important. Oh, the armor, that was heavy. Sometimes heavy will work. Sometimes medium will work. I would always recommend using light because it has the fastest startup for armor. It's the most likely one to hit every single time. The problem with using heavy or medium is the fact that they can land after they activate your armor and block. That is a mistake I've made many a time. If they jump, let's see, let me get Ken to do it. He can block that. Let's see if he's medium works. Whoops. He can block medium. He can't block the light version. So again, the ideal anti-air is always going to be light. My mistake, and I'm still working on it, is being at the perfect space to intercept every jump with either crouch heavy punch or light gladius. None others. Like I said, those are what make or break the good Marisas from like the absolute fucking god tier ones, or ones that can do that well. Thank you. Stop jumping, please. That doesn't mean medium and heavy don't have their use. They're good for spacing or combos. Heavy, I'd say more for combos. The spacing on these things are all different. I didn't know this for a while, but they are all pretty significant too. So light goes that far, medium goes this far, heavy goes this fucking far. Like, look how far. So this reaches from, and the thing is, if Ken throws a Hadouken, this is why this move is good. This move is fucking great, and why Marisa doesn't need a fireball. It's because this shit eats. Whoops. Let's do it before. Wrong one. Hadouken, right? Why are you throwing hot? And this is about the range where he would be. Alright. Let's do this. Reset it. Oh no. I'm gonna try to get that interaction one more time. There you go, see? So, you catch my drift here. One more, see? Sometimes you'll get that weird stagger if you catch him on the end. See, that was EX kicks. I want to see if I can get it at least once. It's very hard. Nope. So, again, it's really fun to hit that if you can space it just right. It eats through projectiles, so do that with that knowledge as you will. Because if Ryu, if Guile, if Ken... Now, again, EX is another thing, which is also fine. Because guess what? We have that as well. Guess what? We have double the armor and instant startup. They say Marisa doesn't have a reversal. I beg to differ. Because EX Gladius is goddamn gorgeous. And that shit hits for a lot of fucking damage. So if they start rotating their offense at something that basically, they start rotating their offense and throwing out EX Fireball, guess what? You got something to munch through that. And especially in the Guile matchup, if they want to throw out Sonic Rings, or not Sonic Rings, the Sideways Boom, the Hurricane, and then into Boom, that eats through that. So knowing when to use your meter and when to save it is going to be critical. But yes, Gladius eats through fireballs, really good at that. Spacing it is super important. Because if you're at this range and have heavy Gladius, and also that offensive rotation, let's say I keep rotating my normal loops, right? Off of Demicarius, blah, blah, blah. Now they're getting keen to that. One thing I can do, and I like to see, and I personally take, into account, is that I'll do Drive Rush, and I'll stop. Not only does that bait out wake-ups, it puts them at that range where they think I might be, but I stop short, and now you're at tip Gladius range. And now I get to charge that shit. And I can do that with all of them. Oh, now I'm closer. Oh, now I'm farther away. And guess what? I use the EX Gladius, which is further back. You see what I'm saying? You can use that to sneak in. Using the armor not just as an offense, but a defensive tool is another important aspect of that. And confirming from a single Gladius is just fucking, like, that's nuclear. That should explode you. Let's see.
Back and ready.
So yeah, using that and rotating that is important. Anti-air, medium and heavy punch Gladius are just mostly spacing. I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much it. Oh. So when it comes to when to use Gladius, be careful at this range, because again, Marisa's weakness is lows. If you are in this range, so again, medium kick range here, probably again, this range is fine. This medium kick range right here, pretty good. That's gonna whiff punish. People are going to get antsy and they're going to want to hit me. You get smoked. Alright? Any closer, there should be no reason. This is what a lot of low level Marisa struggle with. Is that they're too close trying to do Gladius. That's the problem. A good opponent is going to wait for their opportunity. They're going to see you charge and they're going to smoke you. They're going to hit you low. Even EX Gladius is going to get smoked with that. Yes, because it's only upper body invul. It's not lower body. So make sure, like I said, you're at that great range. Right here. So that was even too close. That was too close. So like right here. There you go. See, that's ideal range right there. They'll get hit by that, and then anything they overcommit to, they get smoked by. So that's the use of Gladius. It's kind of a mid pseudo fireball punch thing that does a shit ton of damage. Okay. Now as far as the knockdown, here's what you do, because they're both different. So Demicarius has great knockdown because it sets up your main pressure, right? Your Gladius is a little bit trickier because it has a little bit more knockdown. So that's 36, right? You can drive rush off of this in meaty. But again, it's not the same as if you land Demicarius or Phalanx, which is this, which has the best pressure off of everything. Like all of our special moves, you get the best pressure off of that one. Gladius, you're going to have to manually space, right? You're not going to get the same space every time, or the same frames. That's the problem with not the problem, but the understanding of this character, right? So that was plus 40, but look how far I am. So if I'm meaty with this, let's say I'm a little closer and I hit this, right? I'm close enough to where I can meaty throw and beat a jab or a wake up throw. I can even do, let's see, I'm close enough. I probably don't want to overextend with jump or, you know, drive rush heavy punch. So I'm probably going to do this and then meaty throw afterwards. You kind of see what I'm saying. If you're back here and it's like tip range, look what happened. I'm probably here, and I've had this happen to me before. I've been too far away. That's full charge, right? Let's see. Or actually, not even the full charge. I'll just get... That knockdown isn't the same, so that's... Let's see. One more. How many frames is that? 40, right? Let's try this. 36. So, same frame. So, either 40 off the fully charged, or 36 off the normal. But look how far I am. If I get this... Gladius... I'm gonna whiff my throw. If I do this, I might hit it, but I'm also probably gonna whiff my follow-up, or I'm too far away to, you know, keep my pressure going. Knowing which Gladius, where you are on the screen, how close you were when it hits, whether it was the fully charged version, and then what to follow it up with afterwards is gonna be, and then again, keeping that in mind, you have to manually space all of this. You have consistent knockdown, 36 or 40 frames, but you need to know specifically where you were and determine your approach on it. If I'm too far away, trying to meaty throw is probably not the best option, because guess what? I'm going to whiff it, I'm going to be too far away, and I'm going to get EX reversal. I need to understand, like, oh, or even this, because sometimes I'll land Gladius, and I used to drive rush every time. That only spins a meter and a half, or a bar. I don't even do it sometimes anymore. Sometimes I just walk forward, because it's almost a waste of meter, because if you hit and you don't get that pressure off of it, you know, you don't have that guaranteed follow-up, you know, you're wasting your meter for other, you know, other opportunities. So that's something to keep in mind with that. If they get hit by it and you've done all your options, and you know, and you're being patient, they're trying to decide what you're going to follow up with, and that's when you start throwing shit like this. So you can hit them with the fully charged one. Oh, and they're not thinking about it. You know, you catch them slipping. Oh, now they're afraid of command grab. Oh, what? Oh, now they try to walk backwards. Oh, shit. Now you die. See what I'm saying? So, mixing that up is going to be part of it. And that's why Gladius is a good tool, but also a hard one to use properly. Okay, Phalanx. This shit. Okay, let me get something out of the way to save a lot of talking. I would only stick to using light. This is just personally how I see it. The reason why is because it's a much better tool to bait things out. Like, for instance, that whiff, right? You can always do it back, right? This is medium. Alright, I spaced it well. This is heavy. Okay, now that's just off knockdown. That's off of the same knockdown. What if I do this? Oh no. Or if I'm just doing this. The thing is, what I see a lot, and this is kind of the thing I see a lot of Marisas do, that are playing competitively or otherwise, is that they will do medium and heavy just kind of free, just willy-nilly every now and again, and they will get, I think out of all the moves, like to kind of skip neutral, this one is the most egregious because it is so reactable. Again, if it's meaty, it's a different story. But these medium and heavy ones are not the move, right? Maybe, like in the Guile matchup, in the Ryu matchup, and Ken, when you're trying to skip fireballs and get over them, you might throw one or two out, you know, just to kind of get around. Ideally, I would invest more time into walking forward and walking them down to the corner, because the power of walking is way more, like I said, way more powerful and much you'll get a lot more mileage out of it. If you find a good opponent and they catch you doing this, you're getting smacked back. You're gonna get hit with DI so much, or not even DI. This is only upper body and hold. So let's see. What am I thinking? I think you can actually. I think, if I'm correct. Let's see. If I'm correct. Yeah, it's got armor on the startup. But yeah, see, if the armor's not active, it's pretty finicky when it's actually active. Like, you can get jabbed. Yeah, like if it's not active, let's see, 6 frames startup for the light, 7 frames active, 6 frames active with 9 frames to startup. You can throw, the thing is with the light, medium, heavy, the timings throw people off. But really the definitive answer is, for these medium and heavies, you can DI it. Or if you are a Ken, Ryu, Luke, uppercut people, you can Shoryuken that with multiple hits. It's very easy to react to and punish for it. You can, like that, you can even hit multiple times and smack. What I personally do with Phalanx is I utilize Drive Rush and I utilize the light only. I only ever, because I've just gotten, I'm tired of getting hit by stray moves. The consistent one is this. It's less committal. I can always react back with the Drive Rush or with a DI. And the fact of the matter is, if I Drive Rush too, this is the good part. If I Drive Rush, guess what? I can close the gap the same way I would with these two, medium and heavy, only with less risk of getting reversal. And the thing is, I can use and that's a meaty tool. Also, another reason why that's a good meaty tool is so like Luke, Ken, Ryu, or characters that have super projectiles like a level 1. This will go over it. What was it? Something real quick, and I won't, like I said, I don't want to get into character specific things too much because again, that's going to take up more time than I already have. But I will just want to make an example. So Ryu, that's fucking gorgeous. I love when that shit happens, man. So again, good as that. If you, and other medium and heavy do that too. It's just that they're susceptible to getting anti-aired, to getting DI'd, and this into this is way, and you won't, there's no reason why you should not be getting reversal DI'd every time. Because the thing is, if people see that, they're going to think, oh yes, I can DI that, because not many people know the matchup thoroughly, and they see the light one, you can't, there's never an opportunity where you don't have time to do DI back. You will always have time. These two, you will almost never always have time. There will be moments where you will land and you will just, there's no time, okay? So make things consistent for you. This is, again, repetitive. Consistency, consistency, consistency. So, approach tool, it's +2, which gives you okay on block, but on fucking hit, oh, baby boy, let me tell you about this goddamn move here, boy. Oh my god. Oh, it's party time. We got meaty setups. We got safe jump setups. The safe jumps are what make this fucking move. This shit is fucking gravy. Where are you going? Mix. You get so much mix in the corner. Even mid-screen sometimes, depending on where you are, you get mix off of this move, man. You get not 42 frames of activity to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Your ideal situation off combos. If you are here, look where we are. We're damn near, we actually are in the middle of the screen now. I land another one. Baby boy, look where we are. You got hit. That's technically, in a real game, that would be 3 touches. You're fucked. I love Phalanx, bro. I love the light one. If I were you, if you're a person like me that is committed to learning Marisa, forget medium and heavy even exist. Don't fuck with them. I just personally, that's how I see it. Do not fuck with medium or heavy Phalanx. It's just not worth it. You get, and then the thing is, off of the only time I use medium or heavy is when it is like if it's a counter hit combo and I know this will hit for damage or this will hit. I only use heavy for combo. Like literally, that's heavy Phalanx. That's the only time I will ever use that move. If it's outside and neutral, light. Only light. Because I do not want to get caught with my pants down. It's just too much risk. Oh god. The safe jumps off of it. So if you don't live under a rock. So again, Ryu can't do any kind of wake up. That is a for real safe jump. I mean, just show for posterity. I'm sure most people know this. And now we get to visit the fucking pearly gates, bro. That's it. Thanks for playing. Love this fucking shit. Anyway, yes, the knockdown off Phalanx is just like the best, probably with. If any knockdown, you should always have Phalanx on deck. That's like the GOAT. You should always be going for Phalanx knockdown. Okay, I'll probably come back around to that later. What am I forgetting? It has armor, but it's very finicky. You can get smacked out of it. Combo use, medium and heavy only. Neutral use, light only. Please, for the love of Christ, don't use this as a neutral skip. I'd say in the Jury matchup, this is hard because Jury's a hard character to fight because he's really good. Using it to go over Roomba is going to be really important and win the space, but it's going to get you a lot of mileage in that matchup. But, and this is one of those problems I see other Marisas do, is that they try to skip neutral with it. Even EX. EX has, again, this move breaks armor, and I'll get this move breaks armor, and EX Phalanx. If you didn't know, hold up. Drive impact. So that breaks DI. That breaks DI, of course. And this breaks DI. So EX Phalanx, I wouldn't recommend using. I think in specific matchups like with DJ, it works really good because when he can throw out 2 fireballs, it has 2 hits of armor, and it goes the same range as heavy. It has 5 frames to start up and 7 frames of armor. I think it has, actually no, I think it only has 1 hit. Now I take it back. But it goes over, and when this shit lands on punish counter, oh boy, let me tell you, hold up. Let me tell you something, boy. Holy shit. I'll tell you what, that motherfucker go tumbling real damn fast. Let me tell you what, that some bitch goes flying. That brother is floating in the air. So, EX Phalanx, again, specifically, do not use it as a neutral skip. Walk people down. And the matchups where people, if you just notice motherfuckers are spamming fireballs, then yeah, you can probably get away with it until they start DIing. And if you notice that, again, see, even light, if you don't time it right, even light fucks up. That's the problem with Phalanx. It's a good neutral tool. It's a good tool to get around fireballs because they knew she would struggle with that. But again, don't get comfortable. I would only stick with light, okay? Not a neutral skip. It's meant to go over fireballs. It's meant to keep pressure. But yes, use it sparingly. Let's see, Spartan Kid. What the fuck is the actual name of this move? I'm curious. What's the oh, Quadriga? Fuck, man. I can't say half of her fucking moves, man. Anyway. I'm just gonna call it Spartan Kick, because everyone calls it Spartan Kick. Anyway, Big Boot Spartan Kick is... I used to use it as a neutral tool. Kinda strayed away from it now. I really don't like it as a neutral tool. Because again, walking people down with Marisa, she has the same... She's not a grappler, like a specific grappler like Zangief or Mika, because she's not fast. She's a little bit faster than Zangief, about the same speed. So she has to walk people down, but she has these moves that look like neutral skip things, but really aren't. It's more or less for spacing, you know. And that's even Phalanx, I would say it's for spacing, because you only get +2 off of this. Sorry, I'm going back what I said. +2, right? But what the fuck are you doing for... I mean, you're in range for a whip punish, but no one's gonna really press from here. Anyone that's thinking and not autopiloting is not gonna press, despite being +2. You know, +2 at this range is like, I guess that's good. In the corner, that's pretty fucking good. So that's where this move shines. And this move, Spartan Kick, is -6. The light one, -4 medium, and -3. Ironically, the heavy has the best recovery. The light has the worst. Medium is in the middle, okay? You can take your turn back if you do, you know, Scutum, you know? Or parry. Because, again, Marisa is all about, you gotta be authoritative. You gotta be an authority and take your turn back and bully. So, any space like that, if anything is -3 or -4, you're taking your turn back. You have to. You know, you're pressing parry, you know, or doing Scutum. You know, you're doing all that shit. But again, if your person is patient, they're trying to bait that option out. So that's when you have to be smart about when you parry or when you do Scutum. I'll get into that later. Anyway, this fucking move, Kick, is, I would say, strictly for spacing. Please, for the love of Christ, do not cancel this move up close. You will get fucked up. Medium is okay, but you'll probably get smacked out of the startup. And heavy, just be careful, man. It's kind of got the same problem that Phalanx has, the medium and heavy versions, in that it's very susceptible to being DI'd. That's the thing, Marissa's very weak to DIs, ironically, even though she has moves that fucking break them. But yeah, you can pretty much react to these on reaction. You can see them and react to it. It's not that hard. So, the ideal situation, I mean, there'll be times where I use heavy from this range if I catch people slipping. If I see people not, you know, controlling space, I'm going to take advantage. But I'm probably just going to walk. Other than combos, you know, that's when I use medium heavies. I kind of, like I said, I really don't like using them as neutral skip. Maybe spacing. Because, you know, sometimes what I'll do is I'll throw out medium. Heavy is even more rare, but I'll catch people walking forward with medium. And then the knockdown is really nice, actually. So that puts me in actually perfect range. So what's the knockdown? That's 37. So that's actually better than Gladius. And I'm closer now, so now I can run my offense, which is great. You know? So it's just one of those things that, again, watching high-level people play her, Strider, Big Bird, I actually see Big Bird use this I actually see a lot of I see a lot of high-level Marissas, which there aren't very many, use Kick very rarely. It's almost not worth it because, again, you are spaced. It's -4 if they block, but you know, you're -4 at this range, which is okay. You don't lose your turn. I mean, you lose your turn, but there's nothing you can do from this range, you know, as opposed to walking down. And guess what? You overcommitted. Your opponent's looking. Guess what? They jump over you. They're jumping at you. You can't react in time. You just got counter hit. You just got DI'd. You just got hit by a fireball. You see where I'm going with this? So all of her options from that cause her to take unnecessary damage. And that's where she doesn't... She has all this great damage, but she also takes unnecessary risk, you know? And you don't want to have to do that. You want to limit the amount of risk you have to take. You have to gamble sometimes, but you want to limit the amount of unnecessary risk. I really can't preach a good use for this move, besides every now and again using it as a spacing tool. Because like maybe at this range, or if people in Burnout, it's much better. Because again, there's not much they can really do. And it's really, even in Burnout, it's sometimes iffy because if someone's on the ball, like I've gotten hit and people can see it, clearly see this coming and react with level 2 or level 3. It's like not hard. So that's why it's not always the greatest to use this move, okay? Unless it's like a combo. Like if you're ending this into this and it hits, you just got great pressure. But if it's outside of a combo, just be careful, okay? That's all I really got to say about that. Let's see. Damn, I'm drinking a lot of tea. I'm gonna have to pee again soon. Matter of fact, do that real quick. Be right. I was not kidding when I said this guy was gonna be long as fuck, bro. I'm gonna have to get a meal here soon. Alright, so we talked about Gladius, talked about Demicarius, talked about the follow. Actually, I mean, I guess Demicarius is a follow-up that you have. Of course, that's obvious, but that's the slam. Let's see. Demicarius, I guess in situations sometimes with... Let me see, that's really negative. If you get... You can get some mix off of this if you're just being unorthodox or a fucking weirdo, where you can cross people up. I do like mixing that in every now and again. I've seen Shudo do this. I've seen Big Bird do it on occasion. You cross up. Sometimes people will get caught with this, and it's really good. You know, or people aren't looking. That's about the only time. Or I love that. That's a fucking... I got that from someone from Brazil. That's a cheeky little reset I love to throw in every now and again. So, yeah. So, let me see. Did I miss anything else? I'm trying to be as thorough as I can because I really don't want to have to go back and do this shit again. Let's see. Phalanx. Additional kick to combos. Alright. I think we actually are on the last one. Marisa only has... Oh, so Gladius. 1, 2, 3... 4. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4. She only has 4 specials. Actually, goddamn. I guess I didn't actually realize that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me. I was wrong. So, she only has 5 special moves. Okay. So, we are on probably one of the most... I want to say the most vital things when used properly, because this makes Marisa Marisa. Okay, this is what makes her the fucking like work of art she is, bro. Fucking wrestling juggernaut is fucking Scootum. This move is so terrifying when it's used correctly because it makes people not want to play the game, and for good reason. Even in a mirror match, this shit is fucking terrifying. And yeah, when I first saw this move, man, I knew for a fact this character was mine. I wanted to go. I wanted to be the best at this fucking character when I saw this fucking move and that command grab. So, this has got its own fucking section. This is probably going to take me another 20 or 30 minutes. So, Scootum. This move, let's see, where to begin, man, where to begin. First of all, the armor is not instant. The normal Scutum starts up in 1, 2, 3, so it's active 3. It is not low body invul. It is only upper body invul. It has 1 hit. The EX or the OD version is a full body invul, and it is instant.
Where are you going?
Instant startup. Okay? Oh boy, that music is not the vibe. Here, give me a sec. 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 No, come on now. Alright, I think we had enough Kratos. I think we need to chill with some classic PlayStation vibes here. Okay.
Come to fight, then fight.
Alright, let's get this going then. So, now we change the vibe back. Now we're getting into big brain time. So, all of our other moves are pretty straightforward. They're either combo tools or they're either spacing tools. Scutum is where, you know, like where this character really shines and where you got to get creative. This tool is like something that no one else in the fucking game has. It does so much as far as armor. It does so much in breaking DI because, let's see, this is the only move in the again, the mechanics of the game are everyone has a parry, everyone has a DI, right? Marisa is the only character that has a tool that circumvents DI. The only fucking one that has this. And the thing about that is sometimes it's better to do this. Because guess what? The special part about that is the damage she gets off of that doesn't scale. It does not scale, which is fucking really nice. The damage does not scale, which is fucking beautiful. So, let me see, I got off track. Doesn't scale. Oh, yes.
Where are you going?
So, of course, in situations where you're in the corner, like, and you're in burnout, of course you don't have fear. Because I can just do, what's it? Oh, I see, I got no meter. Right? And Ryu wants to... Oh shit, see, I gotta be ready for it. That's the thing though. You have this tool, but you gotta be ready. That's why you gotta train. Doesn't scale either, so you actually get more damage. So, she has something that, and when you're in burnout, or when you have low meter, you can react. You can actually react with light, which is fucking great. And, I actually didn't realize it, you get a lot of meter back for it. So, fucking gorgeous. That's just the tip of that's probably the best thing about it, that you can just break DI. You don't have to fucking worry about it, which is gorgeous. That's fucking just great. I love it. Where to begin? It's a defensive tool. It was originally designed as a defensive tool, but it is an offensive tool too. This is what makes her a pseudo. I wouldn't say she's a full-fledged command grab. She's a brawler. You know, a punch, like a big body character, not a grappler. But she can be, because her pressure isn't determined off of... Ryu, can you chill, please? Driving packs. Here, hold on. Okay. So, Scutum.
Where are you going?
Okay, I lost my train of thought real quick. I was just trying to decide where to go from here. Alright. Break the eye. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, okay. So, this is just normal. So, brakes DI. Okay. Where'd you go to? Yeah, because this needs its own section. Okay, got off track. Brakes DI. Okay. I would be getting messages during this time, man. Here, I'll have to cut this part. Well, no, I'm not cutting this part out. Here, I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. Hold on. Alright, so back. Sorry, I had to take a short intermission. Yeah, I can afford to cut this for later. Anyway, we were talking about Scooter. Thank you, I love my wife. Fuck, Rachel. I lost my train of thought.
If you've come to fight, then fight!
You have to step further over if you want to get in the camera. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna probably be another hour making this guide here.
I didn't realize it was this formal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really formal. I'm kind of just covering everything as I go.
If you've come to fight, then fight!
Hello.
This is my sexy wife.
I'm with him voluntarily.
Shut up.
So that one TikTok where it's like, it's Star Wars Day.
Oh my god.
Just come out of the house, put the girl down.
Yes.
I gotta show you my girlfriend.
My girl, put the gun down, man.
What are you working on right now?
I'm in special mood right now, and I'm talking about Scootum.
Scootation?
Yes.
Make sure they know scootation is the word.
Scootation.
Successful application of
If you've
Scootum
come
is
to
a
fight, then fight!
scootation.
Scootation. I like it. I'm already at 2.5 hours.
That was
What you put me off for? What'd I do?
I forgot the other thing you were going to see.
No!
No!
It's okay. She can be here.
Now it's gonna be like that one.
If you come to
That
fight,
one meme where the
then
guy's
fight.
having like a news interview.
His kids
Coming
wandering.
in the background,
Yeah.
that lady runs in after him. Okay, shut up. Take the kid. Oh dear.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. Oh.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, oh man. Okay.
Come to fight, then fight.
I'm not editing shit. It's going straight to YouTube. Okay. Oh shit. Scoot 'em. Anyway. Game breaking thing that Marisa has that makes, I think, is the prime crux of her defense. But also is an offensive tool. So, of course I showed like it literally protects from DI. And you get punish counter off of it, which, you know, do with that as you will. But using it effectively is going to be like I said, the make or break thing. Using it as a wake up option, like if you're on your back and waking up with OD, scoot 'em, is good for a while until people start. Let's see. I'm just gonna make the other. This works even against Marisa. Let's see. Wake up. Okay, so you would think, yeah. How many meaties are you gonna do? I mean, if you know the matchup well, you're probably not gonna do wake up meaty button against Marisa. Just for the fact that she has this tool. Some people don't know, and that'll be a knowledge check. But the majority of the time, most people know the matchup well, and they're gonna shimmy, and they're just gonna meaty throw. So this is why we probably don't want to do this on wake up, because we're gonna spend a lot of meter for no reason. And you have to spend 2. You're gonna spend 2, and you're gonna lose 3. 2 for the meter you spent, and 1 for the punish counter. So now you're half a meter. That's where you don't want to be. Okay? So, using this effectively and with timing and knowing frames, this is why matchup knowledge is really good. Because whatever button someone hits you with is going to be the time of whether you can input scoot 'em or not. So, what am I going to from there? So, again, finding gaps where you can fit in this. Because again, it's active on frame 3. OD is instant. It's going to be critical. I wouldn't recommend using it, in some instances, using it on projectiles. And like if Ken or Ryu are kind of too close and they're in this area, you can pap them with the, let's see, because there's times. Actually, no, let's use Chun-Li for this example, because that'll actually be more accurate. So let's say Chun-Li, she's here. He wants to walk behind her. Oh shit, hold on. Damn, I forgot I threw coke in. What? Okay. Oh, no, come on now. Making me look goofy, Chun. Damn. Okay, reset neutral. See what I'm saying? So it is good to use a parry, but depending on the spacing, you might just maybe catch somebody throwing, and that's +3. So remember that kick I talked about earlier with crouched light kick? So what you can do, so from this, so Why is that so good? Let me see. I think that's the other thing with Scudam. Before I get into how to use it. Yeah, let's focus on the offense before I get into the defense. Okay. Okay, so as a offensive tool, Jesus, I'm losing my train of thought now. Offense. Oh yes. So
Where are you going?
I think no. Let me just talk about the options that you have because that's not going to be as long. You got 3. You have, of course, the Scudam itself. You can hold that, so you can control how long for like 160, like a long time. Scudam is even more in well, it's less time in EX that you can have invul, but you can still hold it for a while. Sometimes people want to punish you with DI when you do it because they see it and they see that you're going to let go. I've gotten to the habit of holding Scudam just to see what will happen. This is me personally.
Where are you going?
Because if you do command grab and say for instance it's, let's say you do Scudam and it's at a range where it's just out of range and they see that, they might try to DI you to punish and you let go and that's a punish counter. You have 3 options. One is this, just holding. The other one is overhead, which is +1. It's also -3 on block, which isn't terrible. You lose your turn, but you can bully your way back into plus frames. So, which isn't the end of the world. So that's good. What you don't want to do, of course, the overhead, the additional one, which that is horribly unsafe. We don't talk about that. And this doo-doo low, we don't talk about that either. That move sucks. Like the risk to reward, the knockdown is not good. It's -24. You get your biggest punish off of that. Just don't ever use that. Same way I've told you not to use a lot of her buttons. So don't worry about that. So the main tool you're gonna get is either holding Scudam to catch any kind of move for pressure, or command throw. Those are the 2 you need to focus on. And the command throw, even though it is appealing, is the one you shouldn't focus on as much. That is last in your priority list because,
Where are you going?
let's see, the knockdown, that's 20, right? Normal throw, that's 23. So you actually don't have real pressure afterwards. Wake up reversal, let's actually do not bird kick, but Tensho kick. So the difference here is this. Big punish, right? Okay, so big pressure. Watch this.
Where are you going? Sweet dreams.
You can't block that. I'll try one more. Show you one more time.
Sweet dreams.
Cannot block. Maxama, or excuse me, Zen and Maxama both showed me that that is not real pressure. It's not. So if you see Marisa drive rushing, and you have a DP, check them on that. Even so, anytime you land command grab, you're resetting neutral, meaning you are not doing anything real, and you have to be aware of that. If you are playing Marisa, anytime you land command grab, whether you're in the corner or not. Now, if people don't do reversal afterwards, then that's a knowledge check. That's just to see if they know. If they start doing EX reversal afterwards and you keep drive rushing, then that's not an option that's viable anymore. Okay? So just so you know, that's not real pressure. More importantly, like that's why I said rotating offense with other things is more important than landing command grab. Command grab is nice, but you lose pressure and you lose space. Okay? So this is why you should be aware of this. So one thing I will say is in neutral using Scudam in certain places like Chun's here, blah blah blah, doing her normal shit. Kokoken. So one option, okay, She's spacing, just doing whatever. So I could parry. Right? Which, again, never a bad option. If I'm just feeling some kind of way,
Where are you going?
I can take my fucking turn back. And this is why it's particularly good. Because Scudam is to deter people who are heavily offensive. If they are mashing buttons, if they are, let's say, not respecting your wake up options, or they are not respecting your meaties and they want to mash,
Where are you going?
you hit them with fucking Scudam. So, the best example I can say for this is, let's say, because everybody does it. Let's just switch to loop. Because it makes the most sense. Is people want to mash jab on wake up.
Where are you going?
If they want to mash on wake up. Now again, throw beats this, so you have to keep that in mind. But again, if the idea is to not be in the range to get thrown yourself, but to be in the range that if they hit a button, or even, so for instance, that is an option for him, or let's just have him do fucking rising uppercut, just because, let's make this realistic. Okay, you press. Let's turn this one off. Guess what? He went over. Yep, and we got punished. Same thing kind of goes for, remember what I mentioned about Gladius? Yep, and we bully through that too. So, good options. Oh, yes, let me address something in the room. So, the normal version will not work against these. You have to spin the bar. That's what makes it, I mean, they installed that in the game to make it fair, because if she could do this without spinning meter, that actually, I wish she could do that, but that actually would be pretty busted. So, she has to spin meter to break through EF reversal. Keep in mind character specific shit, and I'll get into that in another video. Okay. One thing I will say is that the command grab option is not real. So, oh yes, let's make them jump. So, vertical jump, right? So, you're gonna run into this a lot in this particular situation of you're conditioning them well, you know, they're taking the knockdown. And then they jump, right? They're in this situation and they jump. What happened? Well, it's because, and even off of this, let's see, wake up or block. So, oh, actually, this is a perfect example. Let's send them to block. You can jump away from this, right? So, remember that option of what I said about light kick earlier in the video about 2.5 hours ago? So what we can do, so if they want to, let's say they want to do this. Oh, excuse me, what am I doing? Not jump, I had that backwards. If they jab that situation I mentioned earlier off of wake up, which is what most people will do. Vertical jump. Crouching right punch. And wake up, block reversal, turn that off. So if they jab on, Jesus, it's just hard to set this up. Anyway, if they do, so say if they do this. So if they try to jump after that, what will happen is this move will catch. Because they tried to jump, so let's see. Why do I have him do that? Oh, reversal after damage. Okay. Duh. I didn't think of that. Critical jump. There you go. No. Oh my god. Goofy ass Luke. Come on, man. So that situation will happen, right? Make sure we're on time. See? So if anytime they try to jump, that will catch. This is what this move is for. And this is what that hit after Scudem is, because since you're +3, it's not airtight to where they can, for instance, let's say for instance you do this. This is what you don't want to happen, and it happened to me a lot in earlier ranks. I would do mediums after the +3 follow-up, and they would jump and get hit by the first medium punch, and then they would flip, right? In an ideal world, if medium punches were faster, like maybe let's say 6 or 5 frames, this would catch and stop them from jumping. But the only thing she has to do is this. Is that the Scudem grab stance, the Scudem stance into short, crouch short kick, or crouch kick into jab, okay? That is going to get you so much mileage and going to catch so many people, because it also puts you into what are they doing all the time? And it's either they're walking back or they're trying to jump. Oh shit. Let's see. Oh, and this is why also that doing that is also a better option, because that deters them from jumping. They're gonna get hit by that and reset and looping that situation over and over and over and over to essentially deter them from jumping. They might never stop jumping, and you know what? If they get caught by it, and hi, honey. Yes, can I help you?
I love you.
I love you too.
Getting cold feet?
I've been making this video for too long. Dry gauge burnout. Alright, what am I doing now? Okay, so we pretty much covered. Sheesh, we've been talking for like 3 fucking hours, bro. Pros, cons, mindsets, normal, specials, drive gauge. Sheesh. Yeah.
Feeling nervous?
This is pretty much the tail end of it now. So, burnout and drive gauge use. Marisa loves to use drive gauge. That is the thing. Managing it is so important with mastering her. The best thing I can say is just because she can work without drive gauge doesn't mean that she should. So she has a tool, again, works in drive gauge, stops people from DIing. She's less susceptible, but she's still vulnerable to lows, and she still has less frame advantage. So she has the ability to be on defense, but she loses most of her offensive tools, which are drive rush, which is pretty much everything you need meter for. So the best thing I can encourage you is really get optimal with your use of meter. Those times where you hit Gladius and it might be too far, think about walking instead of using drive rush to get in. Jesus, where to begin? Pretty much saving it meter. And even if, like I said, unless a combo can kill, which is pretty obvious if you've been playing this game for a while, unless the combo can kill for sure and you know, I would recommend having at least a sliver, if not 1 bar meter left. There you go, one. To use. Because she could, for instance, I've been in situations where, let's say I've got 80% damage and, you know, I lost meter and it didn't kill, and it was against a Ken, it was against a JP, I got spaced out, and just something went wrong, right? And I didn't have meter recovery in time, and I threw away the game. It's just that her defense is so poor. I wouldn't say she's a glass cannon, but she does rely on having meter in order to survive, just like anybody else. And if you think she doesn't, then you're not optimizing this character correctly. When she is in burnout, you should just focus on holding your ground. That's the best thing I can say. Not an overextension there is already the goal, to not do it. You should definitely focus on that even more when you're in burnout. And just waiting for that meter and just chill. If you can weather the storm and get your meter back, then do it. But I wouldn't try to go too heavily on offense unless your opponent is like in the corner here and you for sure have the life lead. Like, that's gonna be critical. Damn, I mean, unless people ask me specific questions, I don't really know what else to go into detail about. Moves the focus on. Yeah, we're pretty much almost at the end here, which is good. I'm almost losing my voice here. Moves to focus on. All I can say. I'm kind of going to do what to do off a knockdown. Phalanx, of course, is the go-to knockdown. Ideal, because you have the most. Oh, Jesus, I forgot about a move, actually. She has an overhead. It's okay. It's not bad by any means. If you actually drive rush into it, you can combo into back heavy. again, I burned myself out with EX kicks, right? I could just do this. Or that's not even optimal. I could just do this. And that would kill, right? Instead of the main combo. I kind of went into a reset situation. It's essentially spending meter correctly, because even though I have the health lead, I don't ever want to lose the ability to checkmate my opponent. Like, let's say they had a bar of meter left, right? In this situation, if I spent every ounce of meter I had and I'm in burnout, I could win and I could be more of a threat with the ability to DI, right? But if I spent all my meter despite trying to kill them and it didn't for sure kill, I just lost my leverage. I don't have the ability to threaten them anymore, which all these high-level Marisas, they always spend the meter to kill if it will kill for sure, or leave with just a little bit of health. If it doesn't, they usually go for the reset. They won't go for the forward heavy, or excuse me, the kicks. And they'll be in a situation like this. Now, they might not go for a throw, but, for instance, and they'll make them put them in an advantageous situation, right? They're not overcommitting. And also in a situation like this where I have the health, like, well, not the health lead, and they're in the corner, I'm probably never going to be this close. I'm probably always going to be here in that medium kick range that I was talking about before. Always spacing, always here. I've made the mistake before of being too close, and then I'm really cooking. For instance, because there'll be moments where you have momentum and you're fucking cooking in this range, right? You're throwing looping right, and they're just getting hit by fucking everything. And then they get that one jump where you miss. And guess what? You whiffed. Now your back's to the corner. You don't have enough meter to reversal, and you might not be ready to react, you know, with whatever. And you just lost. You used. And the thing is, if you spent level 3 on top of that to take out their 80%, guess what? All that meter was a waste, you know? Instead of, you know, another thing is like trying to kill with the least amount of meter use as possible. Try to save, even though level 3 is good. Try to save and spend level 1 or level 2. Could you get meter fast in this game? Don't be stingy. If it'll get you the round, like if a light confirm will get you the round, don't be afraid to use it. However, if you can get a light confirm off of lights, then do it, because it's that much more resources you have, and this character thrives off of fear, like any grappler. Like, she thrives off of making your opponent scared, because what would they rather do? They get tossed by this, which is still a lot, or would they rather get smacked by this? Most people would rather not get smacked by drive rush. Jesus, I cannot do anything. People don't want to get hit by this. That's the main thing you'll learn. And once people start not wanting to get hit by this, is when you start smoking them with the smaller options. And it's just like, this. Oh my god. See, my time is running so it's gonna be something like that. So you catch my drift. Not overcommitting, being patient, because even though you want all that big juicy damage, the effort to do it is going to cause you to overextend and potentially throw the game. So you definitely don't want to get, like I said, you get blood hungry, you get bloodlust when you play this character, because she does so much damage and you want to kill your opponent so fast And that's also when approaching them, your opponent is still on the ground. They still have an EX reversal if they have one. And like I see,
Feeling nervous?
the best example I'll give for this one specific is if the closer my opponent is to the corner, I'd say the more likely they are to EX reversal. So if I'm Luke or if they're Ken and they're in this situation and they're on their back here, guess what? I'm probably gonna drive rush reversal and jab, or I'm drive rush throw, or I might not even do it at all. I might just walk for it, because if I overcommit to this or this or whatever the fuck, I'm probably gonna get cracked with EX reversal. There's no way to guess right every time. Like if you're mid screen and you get hit by, let's say, whatever. Wake up. Wake up. Yeah, rising upper. Because sometimes it's gonna happen, right? Do something about it. Jesus, that's not the right one. Sometimes it's gonna happen. They spent their, but at least you know what? They spent their resources to do it. And now they're without resources. If you're getting them to spend their resources mid-screen, guess what? You're winning. They spent 2 bars to EX reversal even. And if you still have your meter left, if you're being conservative with your drive rushes, if you're planning out your approach and not just getting Gladius, and yeah, I'm going to run in, and then I'm going to get Gladius again, and I'm going to run in. Look how much meter I have. Now I'm burnt out. And I lost all my leverage, and now I can't be as scary as I want to, and now I can't convert into big damage if I want to. That is the advanced shit with this character. That's about the only thing I can think of. Like, and then from there, it's like specific matchup situations, you know, knowledge that you have. I'll just say extensively, since most of the roster have EX wake-ups, it's about knowing when and when not to approach. And that's just going to be your knowledge and experience.
Getting cold feet?
And also the consistency. So it's like 2 situations I'll say specifically. If I'm here and I get a Gladius knockdown, I'm probably not going to do this. Unless I know for a fact it's like they are anticipating something. Like if it's JP and he's doing Pierce, and I know for a fact this will reach him. This is for like when people are, what am I thinking? You've done drive rush throw so much that they're anticipating the throw break, or they mistime a jab, and they don't have enough meters to EX reversal, and then you crack him with that. I will say probably from drive rush, the best options that she has is probably throw, because it gives you the reset of that situation again. And or this, because it's +2. That's it, 2 block. And then that puts them in that loop situation where they have to guess again. And they guessed wrong, right? So you rotate throw enough times to where they are anticipating it, and then they either EX that. Sometimes I'll just normal throw, like just dash forward normally. Jesus, yeah, and honestly, the more times the more sparingly I use this, the more I notice it hits. Because like if I'm this close, probably not gonna do this, because more or less they do DI, I'm fucked. If I'm close, I'm either gonna rotate offense and do this and this, or I'm just gonna walk and I'm gonna see where you're at. And if you walk towards me, we're in that situation again. And if you want to hit buttons, and even some, and this is a hard read situation, and I've learned to do this, let's see, vertical jump off of, yeah. This situation, if you get this is a very, very hard read, but it's worth it. If you know for a fact, and they're not trying to stick around for command grab, let's say you don't command grab at least maybe once or twice, but you know they might jump, or you just have a feeling. Also, it only works off of heavy, by the way. This is a forward jump. So, that's a hard read. But you know what? It's worth it, because charge heavy punch is... Oh, don't jump for me. It's -5 on dry rush. It's -1, which isn't terrible. If you get thrown out of it, you know what? That's not a big deal. But the thing is, the reward... I can actually do that. I don't even have to spin any meters. So in an ideal situation, if I had 2 bars left, I might drive rush once and then be back heavy. I'm optimizing any way for myself to save me. I'm never trying to spin too much, because anytime with the mistake I would make when I first played this character, anytime I would land a hit, I would spend every fucking thing. And I cannot stress that enough. That will get you killed so often. Even though she can work without meter, it doesn't mean that she should. And I cannot stress that enough. If you're trying to optimize, get good with making sure that you have at least 2 to 1 bar of meter left. Think of it like the midway games and like the turbo button, the turbo bar. Alright? Oh man. And like I said, the less you have to commit to something, but you have to commit to buttons that cover more than one option. Like for instance, drive rushing with this covers, for instance, what I mean is the reason, one of the main, and I'll use this example is perfect. I stopped doing this. Why? Because you can't cancel this button, and the recoveries don't always allow you the time to reversal DI back, even though it's +2. A better option, drive rush crouch medium punch. Why? Because for one, it's cancelable, so you can pressure with it and hide DI in there if you want to, or if they react with DI, you can do it back. It's cancelable, and it does the same job stand medium kick did from drive rush. It's still +2 and still puts you in that same throw mix situation. It puts them in the exact same situation. All of the reward, all of the benefit, and none of the cost. So, this character is all about that, and you have to optimize it in order to just be successful. That's just how it works. And the Marisas that struggle are the ones that are either... Sometimes it's just execution and knowledge, and other times it is literally just they committed too much. They spent too much bar where they didn't need to, and they were in a situation where they were sitting too comfortably on their health lead, and they thought, oh shit, I can just spin all this meter. And they spent all the meter, and guess what? They're in a fucked up situation because mistakes happen, and they don't have a backup. And now all their meter's gone, and now they're in a fucked up situation. The best situation I can say is with JP. And you burn out, and then you don't have a safety net, and then you're fucking screwed. Which sucks, because if you get all that damage, you spend level 3, and now it's gone. Now you have no backup, which sucks. I've been in that situation before. Jesus Christ, it's been 3.5 hours. I think I've talked about just about everything. As many things as I can think of. This guy was extensive. I will make character-specific guides in due time. Man, I'm still working on, like I said, I'm working on being Marisa, playing Marisa competitively and winning consistently. What I'm focusing on personally is, like I said, with grapplers, you have the simplest tools and the simplest game plan, but you have the hardest task ahead of knowing character-specific knowledge.
Feeling nervous?
Because your lack of knowledge, you have to still approach. If you don't know when and when not to press, when and when not to push, then you're going to struggle, because Marisa will be in situations where she's on defense and there could be a small opportunity to get out. And if you don't know the character's specific knowledge, like in the same problem with Geef, if you don't know when and when not to do something and when to do something, you're gonna get fucking smoked by the higher tier characters. That's just how it works. So personally, what I'm focusing on is understanding character specific matchups, and I'm playing other characters to bring back to Marisa, because that knowledge will benefit her so much more. So the best thing I can say is
Getting cold feet?
work on understanding the character, then work on optimizing. Of course, work on execution, then work on optimizing, then work on optimizing your drive gauge use. You know, of course, work on when and when not to spend all your meter and when to save it. Don't be stingy with your super gauge if you need to, but also learn to optimize that as well. And then learn character specific, you know, knowledge there, because if you know what a character can and cannot do, if you know what a Luke or a Jury or a Ryu or whatever can do in whatever space, and you can predict that and you can read that majority of the time, and then more importantly than anything, if you blunder a lot less than your opponent, you're gonna be so fucking terrifying. And that is why I fucking love this character. And that's why I've spent 3.5 hours talking about her. So I think I covered just about everything, man. I hope this guide helps. You know, I think I talked about is everything. If you have any specific questions, send them put them in a comment, and I'll talk about it. Like I said, any other stuff is going to be going into character specific things, and I've already talked enough. I'm tired, and yeah, use this knowledge well, man. Like I said, good luck to you. I love this character. I'm sure you do too if you're watching this. So have fun, go out and train, and fucking beat some motherfuckers into the ground like with Lady Kratos. So let's fucking do it.